can also listen to Cliff Hughes online live on the World Wide Web at nationwideradiojm.com or via the Nationwide 90 FM app on your mobile phone.
Good morning to you. Thank you so much for joining us here on Cliff Hughes Online. My name is Ricardo Brooks, and I've been pressed into service once again. I hope I find you well, that you are rested and ready to take on a new day. It's 2 minutes after 10. Good morning to our friends who are listening on radio. Good morning to you if you're listening on the YouTube channel, a very active community. You should join the community. You can subscribe at Nationwide 90 FM Live 2. Hello to you if you're listening to us on the app. If you're listening to us on the website, welcome. Very happy to have you. I'll be with you until 1 o'clock. Yeah? Looking forward to the exchange of ideas and perspectives as always. Now, in the aftermath of last year's general election, I penned an article in the Jamaica Observer outlining my observations and conclusion that truth prevailed in that electoral contest amid a torrent of fabrication and lies. And I made the observation that while others narrowly focused on the immediate outcome of the contest, that's the fact that the JLP and Andrew Holness had won, I was more interested in what the victory meant for the stability of our democracy and the importance of truth and decency to that process. At the time, I thought voters stood guard over basic democratic ideals, certainly the fabled swing voters. Certainly they did, yeah? Those were my initial observations without the benefit of distance and time from the election. Now, having had the benefit of 4 months past, a new reality is beginning to reveal itself. The election was important because of its choice of experience and battle-tested leadership in an increasingly volatile and uncertain world. And that's important because we're waking up in a world that's being fundamentally reshaped. And whether you like Andrew Holness or not, and I've long been a proponent of the fact that you don't have to like the guy, you don't have to like him at all. But whether you like him or not, you have to admit that in these uncertain times, someone tested and proven is the best bet to navigate the turbulent global environment we now face. Without hyperbole, I think Andrew Holness was made for this moment. And in this moment, we must say to him, you must not fail. Consider the facts. A warming planet and changing climate has left this region, Jamaica, uniquely exposed to weather shocks entirely outside of our control. Our infrastructure, roads, schools, hospitals, and our people are threatened by ferocious hurricanes. So too are hard-fought economic gains threatened. When you step back and assess the situation without the political blinkers and colored lenses, who best to guide the country and push the international community than a leader who has been at the fore of the fight for climate justice at the highest levels of climate diplomacy? Holness has been that leader. Yes, not with fanfare, not with flamboyance or particular rhetorical flourish, but he has been there. Ask Antonio Guterres or Justin Trudeau of Canada. Holness is also ably assisted and supported by Matthew Samuda, a man who has been passionate about these issues from he was a boy. I think that combination of international experience and diplomacy and raw passion and zeal are important as we navigate the climate space, knowing well that this threat is existential for us, Jamaica's voice must count strategically on the world stage. Then consider the geopolitical realities of this region. Trump's military strike on Venezuela, his capture of its leader, and his exercise of raw power over the hemisphere have vindicated people like Kamina Johnson-Smith. And I know we often forget, we like to forget in this country, and so I will remind you the diplomatic storms that she has weathered. It was the same Kamina Johnson-Smith who came under sustained pressure in 2019 when she stood for Jamaica's interests first and foremost over all appeals to blind friendship and loyalty to a Venezuelan regime that was terrorizing its own people. I vividly remember the allegations that Holness and his lot were dissing our friends in Venezuela. That's what people said at the time, and that they had become a puppet of the imperialist US government. It was a similar story on the fraught issue of Israel and Gaza. So ask yourself, how do those allegations now fare in a world where it is clear one has to choose friends very carefully and closely and ensure that all interests are always protected? Those who would have chosen symbolism over pragmatism were wrong then, and they are wrong now. But more than that, it shows the importance of experienced diplomacy, a steady hand and measured leadership in the conduct of foreign affairs. Again, this government has proven its dexterity and know-how to navigate diplomatic crises, and to do that in a way that does not sacrifice Jamaica's interests, which are the only interests that matter. Let us be very clear about that. Again, Andrew Holness and Kamina Johnson-Smith appear to me made for this moment. Then there's the rebuilding effort from Hurricane Melissa, another major crisis that our country must navigate in the coming months. Here again, I find reason to be optimistic. There's reason to be optimistic because this is the government that weathered COVID-19, a once-in-a-century pandemic, and they took Jamaica out on the other side better for it. I think that is the kind of resolve that will be important in ensuring our island home is, in fact, more resilient when all is said and done. I don't think I need to mention crime and national security. I think the 42% reduction in murder speaks for itself, no matter what the detractors say. But in dismissing those detractors, we must be mindful that reasonable voices can and should raise questions about police fatalities and claims of abuses. So then, why have I seemingly joined the Holness Cabinet's cheering posse this morning? Well, firstly, because in this moment, Caribbean leadership seems to me a study in risk management. And I think if we're honest, this cabinet has proven to be effective risk managers. And so in uncertain times, institutional continuity is important. And on that score, the outcome of the election was important. Secondly, the Holness government needs to understand that because of the past performance, the burden of expectation that they carry is one of enormous consequence. The ability to deliver at one of the most difficult periods in national and global life will shape how this country situates itself, not only in terms of how our own people view the capacity of the Jamaican state to respond to domestic crisis, but also where we stand in the world. So the government must prove itself worthy of the confidence reposed on September 3 last year. It must meet the moment. It must meet the moment without the stench of corruption or impropriety attending to any project or spend it undertakes in the coming months. I think that perception has lingered for too long, and honesty demands an acknowledgement that those questions have not gone away in the minds of many Jamaicans. And so they must not be given any further life with the massive spending that will happen in the coming months and years. The government must also meet the moment in creating an inclusive governance framework that, yes, absolutely asserts its right to lead, but also gives due regard to the other voices in the society. And yes, my JLP friends, that includes the opposition, the parliamentary opposition, the People's National Party. Holness and his cabinet must also be brave in facing down the major issues that have kept us back. Public disorder, procurement, bottlenecks, bureaucracy, all of it, just to name a few. It has to be confronted and dismantled because, you see, my fear is that our people are losing confidence in the state and in its systems. And I think that's a recipe for strong men and forked-tongued actors to fill the vacuum. And I think that outcome poses a threat to democracy. I think America, and I dare say Trinidad and Tobago, are learning that lesson. Suffering is their teacher. Last week, I asked the people of Jamaica to dare to dream. Sat in this chair on Friday last. And this week, I'm asking the government to meet the moment. Because the choices we make now as a country may well define us in these uncertain times. I think most Jamaicans should be happy that this is not a government with training wheels on. It's not a government populated by novices. It is tried and proven. And I think that's all the more reason for us to demand that in this moment, this very difficult, uncertain moment, that they deliver. We must demand that of them. We should accept no less. Up on the break, after the break, your calls.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
The Time brought to you by the Ministry of Energy, Transport and Telecommunications. Fueling growth everywhere is
14 minutes after 10.
Start your year with purpose and pace. It's the JN Group Race for Hope 5K and Kids Fun Run 2026, happening Sunday, January 18th at Hope Gardens. Walk, run, or wheel through Jamaica's most iconic green space in aid of the redevelopment of Hope Gardens and women entrepreneurs in Western Jamaica affected by Hurricane Melissa. Bring the whole family. Register as a corporate team or come solo and be a part of the movement for wellness and restoration. Register now at runningeventsja.com. Registration ends January 13th. Let's race for hope.
It's Monday, get over your blues. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The E-Zone is here for you. With this thing, Honeybee.
And Curry Boyatings
From 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you say?
Jump in the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss our brain busters.
Or the crazy giveaways.
Let's talk fashion.
Send us your outfit of the day. Ooh, cutesy. Very demure.
Are you looking for love?
Come on one of our blind dates. Send your request to ezoneblindates@gmail.com. That's ezoneblindates@gmail.com.
And stay tuned for your confessions.
These are my confessions.
Share them with us at ezoneconfessions@yahoo.com. I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a bugger thing.
Ow! Ow!
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
My hands were steady, my eyes were...
Back with you on Cliff Hughes Online. My name is Ricardo Brooks. I'm sitting in for the big man. And we're taking your calls now. You know the number as well. 630-9371-4, 618-6730. Billboard, good morning.
Good morning to you, sir.
Good morning.
Are you with me?
Yes, man.
Yeah, I really wanted to talk to Cliff because I didn't get to tell him personally happy birthday. Although I told him on your program last week.
Sure, he's listening. Go ahead.
Right. I just need to make a correction to what I said to you last week about my friend George Davis.
Yes.
I told you he was my little joke, but that wasn't the word I meant to use. He's my busybody man of Nationwide.
Okay.
Man who is always busy.
Yes.
You know, I support everything you said this morning, not because I support the present party, but I said it a couple of weeks ago on Cliff's program. It could have been with you too. That God loves Jamaica. And I say that specifically because he guided his nation to vote for the right people. Because if the opposition now won that election, September 3, they'll be searching for the tails to replace who to put where from who not to put where. But the country is in good hands. So one is know how to play chess. Those other people don't even know how to play domino.
Well, I mean, I think, as I said, it's going to be a critical test. I think there's reason to be optimistic, but I think this is going to be an extraordinary test. I don't know, and I mean, obviously, I'm not as old as a lot of people, but I don't know that I can think of another government that has faced so many trials over their term in office. And I think,
as young as me.
And I think now into this third term, it's proving that it's gonna be another tough ride for them. And we should hope as a people that their experience and all the experience that they gained in the first two terms and the problems they had to face down has prepared them for that moment. I'm hopeful, and we have to now demand that they deliver in a real way so that we turn this corner intact, because I think it's an extremely volatile period now, not just domestically in terms of our domestic affairs, but also internationally. It's so uncertain.
Listen to me. At my young age of 78, I have voted, not afraid to say I voted for both parties. Because I vote for not party, I vote for representative.
Yes. In terms of your MP.
Right. And I had a wonderful MP where I was. I could call him even on the bedside number, unlike my present one who I can't call him. But the country is in safe hands. And as I talk about the diplomatic process, even with the Camilla Johnson Smith situation about a year or so ago,
yes,
being the person in charge of foreign affairs, when I look at young Manchester Muda before he was employed as MP, with that water situation,
yes,
listen to me, man. The country is in good hands, and we have professionals in charge.
And we better hope they get it right this time, Billboard.
And we have to pray for them now.
And hold them accountable when they're slipping. Yes.
And if they slip, then slip.
Yes.
You get me? Not because, but still for all, we need good leadership.
Absolutely.
Just like Earth, when I don't have a sensible opposition. Honestly, I'm sorry that I have to be talking this way, because we needed strong opposition to ensure that this government stand their feet. You understand me?
Yeah, man. I get you.
Have a nice day, sir.
All right, Billboard. Thanks for the call. 20 minutes after 10, 630-937-124, 618-6730. My YouTubers are, and I like this, I like when there's disagreement. I don't like when everybody agrees with me. Some don't agree with me, some are agreeing with me. Wife Style Politics says, Ricardo, you're right as day, every sentence, every word, every syllable. And I saw, I think it was, the name escapes me now, saying that he's in the business of tuning out rubbish. Yeah, he felt that was utter rubbish, but that's part of the course. Fox, good morning.
Yes, you know you do.
I am all right. How are you?
Me there, I give thanks, you know. You hear me?
Yes, man, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
All right. Me hear you this morning, my brethren, Mr. Brooks. I hear you. And we say we must have accountability for the government of Jamaica. It is right. It is right. But I hear you ask Desmond Mackenzie a question on election night. Why you are the one at Belmont Road, right?
Right, yes.
And you said to Mr. Mackenzie, the Labour Party took a beating, a bruising tonight.
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
And he said to you, Ricardo, it is very hard to win a first term it is more difficult to win a second term, and it's much harder to a third term.
True.
I want to ask you,
Yes.
I want to have this engagement.
Yes.
When we look at the numbers, it was about 39 to 40 percentage of people that voted for the Labour Party. Well, that voted overall in the general
yes.
election. Where is the 70%, Ricardo? If the people that really want to get rid of this unruliness administration, where is the 70%? Where is the rest of the people?
But and I think that's exactly the point. So
Yes.
I feel the more governments deliver and show that the state can turn up for them, can
Yes.
produce results for them, I think that's one of the ways in which we convince more people to participate in the process. Because this is just me now, I think a part of the reason so many people stay away is because they don't think it makes a difference. They don't think their lives are going to change in any material way, so they stay away from it. So all the more reason for delivering, producing results, so that the people can say, okay, there's something to vote for, and not simply against, which I get the sense is what we do in this country. We simply vote against things and rarely for things.
Yes. But you see, I appreciate that view. But I want to say to you, Ricardo, you see, when I pause and I look at it, I am a domino man. I am in a domino club. And you see, when you draw your 7 hands of domino, you start to look at the game from early, and where you find that you're going to have difficult, which this Prime Minister, Andrew Wallace, have realized that the game from early and make we count. Why I say this? I say this to say to you, Ricardo, and I want you to listen to me for a moment. The People National Party went all out, because when I hear people like Bonnie Witter and Stacey Knight say they're going to retire Desmond McKenzie and they're going to take over Northeast where Chuck is, I laugh. Because the Prime Minister knows that, look here, I am not going to look to capture back the Westmoreland seat and Leicester in Hanover and those places. Look at the key seat. You get what I'm saying?
But you think that was his calculation, though? Because I think he made a strong push, especially in Westmoreland. I think he made a push to hold on to it.
Virgin, let me tell you something. We are on the ground. And from early out, the people were saying that we're not going to win back the whole 49, you know. We have a discussion, you know, my brethren.
Even though you come on radio and tell people about not going to win 49 and 52 and that kind of numbers.
That is the politics. That is the real politics of it. But I want somebody to get a chance. But what I'm saying to you, the Prime Minister was well advanced. Once we hold on, just look at the seat, I mean, my brethren.
Yes.
We hold on to East Rural, East Third, West Rural.
Yes. All the swing ones. Yes, which is why I've said that when people say, we should praise Mark Golding, I say there's a caveat to that, because I think there's something to be said about the fact that the people who historically seem to vote, in a swing way, or they're the middle, they didn't go to the opposition, and I think that must be interrogated.
My brethren, let me just shake your hand. When we hear people have got Mark Golding and I say, that man don't do nothing.
Well, I wouldn't say it's nothing. I wouldn't say that. But,
well,
but I think there's a caveat. There's some nuance to it.
Yeah, because, listen, when we look, I said to my friend all the while, when we look, this is an election. We normally go 31, 32, 33, 30, 31, or 29, 32?
Well, certainly it's been close. It's been 2020 was the flu, but they've been pretty close.
Yeah, that is my point, my brethren. Normally, election would go that way, and to me, look at the numbers.
Certainly since 2007. Yeah.
When I look at the numbers, the PNP got a blowout, a big blowout. You understand?
Me don't know about that. Me don't know about blowout fact. But thank you for the call.
Take care, my brethren.
All right.
Yes, morning to Auntie Venetia. It's well left. Look at yourself.
Hey, you're not left for Venetia,
Mr. That we are back for the woman 2026. You hear me say?
Yes.
We are back here right into the next general election. The Prime Minister is listening, and I know who all in charge. We really want to see more Venetia, my brethren.
All right.
And it's not just me. If you talk to people will say, yes, Mr. Brooks, you know, something is there.
All right. Hear you, Fox.
Pick up yourself.
On YouTube, Patrick Stern says this business about we need a strong opposition. Why? Where's the strong opposition in Singapore, in Barbados, in St. Vincent, in Burkina Faso, and in the United States of America? I don't know, Patrick, that those are very good examples at all. I think we do need a strong opposition. It's good for accountability, which I hope we all agree is important for any government. We need a strong, measured, responsible, and smart opposition in the parliament. I think that's desirable. Junior, good morning.
Good morning, Sir Brooks. Hello?
Yeah, man, I'm hearing you. Go ahead.
Morning, yeah, morning.
Morning.
Sir Cliff. Yeah, man. Sir Brooks, I really don't want to lament much in the election, you know, but the rumor been going around says abandon the election, because my question on me want to ask as an individual, why is it that the two media systems just shut down? But say, I lead the Prime Minister. The thing shut down. After I shut down, the Prime Minister I lead. But I don't understand that. And I'm on the ground here and a lot of people objecting to this Prime Minister. Yeah, I support him a lot because I kind of believe in the changes. But obviously, it's just the adapt where PNP left. Everybody just for themselves. And not for the Jamaican people. So why is it that the media house closed? I'm never call for that thing, but
you say, why is it?
Now watch election and the two things then just shut down. So
which two things?
The digital phone and whatever watching on TV just shut down.
Okay, so right. So in the matter of the telecoms, I don't know if you heard or you recall that there was some vandalism across the city.
That is foolishness, Mr. Brooks. So I could just
no, but you can't say it's foolishness. What? Okay, all right. So if, hold on. So you establish that it's foolishness. What evidence do you have to say that Digicel or Flow lied about it?
It can't be a coincidence that I
no, I don't think it was a coincidence. I don't think it was a coincidence.
Like election,
but that doesn't mean it didn't.
On top of the game, it is an election, so we expect vandalism, we expect violence. So the police and soldiers obviously under full force.
No. Hold on. Remember, these are private companies, and they suffered an act of vandalism. I certainly have not heard any reports or seen any reports that the state systems were attacked or compromised. So that's a different thing. Because those are conspiracy. But your opinions must be based in fact. Those are conspiracy theories, my brother, and they're lies, and you should not believe them or continue to spout them. But fine, go to the next matter.
We really notice when it comes to this party, as a Cleveland, remember Cleveland are liquors. I talk about Minna Independent, and Cleveland, should I remember, I used to admire him, my nephew, when we used to call Martin and liquor from PG, and I went up on one side of the Jamaican. And that I think we mindset need to change.
I agree. I agree that we shouldn't be one-sided, but we also shouldn't contort ourselves to believe lies in an attempt to seem that we are balanced.
That's true. All right. My issue is back to the church again. I was told again how much $1 million the church is going to get. But Mr. Brooks, what happened to the offering of the church collect? Because I get to understand from other people the billions of dollars them find in the church where the church happen.
Okay.
Why is it that the government when I take my taxpaying money when I buy parts with much $1,000? May I buy one starfish too much money where starfish should be more than $200? Why is it you're taking my money as other people saying our taxpaying money given to the church?
All right, so two responses to that. And I'll use my own church as an example. You ask what about the offering that's collected? So in the Roman Catholic Church, we have something in Jamaica called the Archbishop Development Fund, right? And what that money is used for is like education grants, assisting people with healthcare, assisting people who are in need, who might need food and that kind of a thing. So the offering that's collected, and I'm not saying this is necessarily the case in every situation. I'm sure there are some churches where people don't use it for the intended purposes. But certainly in the majority of cases, the churches do invest back that money in the community, into helping people. Yes? And on the second question of why taxpayers' money is being used in that way, remember, my brother, if we are launching a rebuilding effort in a lot of communities, in particular rural communities, the church is a central part of the community. It's a focal point. You ask a lot of people what they congregate around, it is church, right? And so if you're going to rebuild communities, you have to focus the efforts in areas and on things around which people already naturally assemble, right? And the church is a part of that. And I get it, I get that some people might be they're not religious, and so they think, don't use my taxpayers' money to do that. But again, we have to accept that the church is an integral part of our society.
I am, and I believe in the development of our youth. But now I'll come back to my point now. The Kingston YMCA from history from my boy.
Oh yes, you spoke to me about this last week. Yes.
Joe Nibs, Kenny Ears were developed so much youth for years before me I hear about certain church.
You want to see them get some funding?
We don't want to say the YMCA was the backbone of helping youth. They don't turn them back on nobody. And the YMCA is there. The YMCA is a non-profitable organization. They don't collect tithes. They don't collect offering. And I can't recall no successive going there and said this particular place helped so much youth. Janelle Atkinson, Andrew Phillips, Marsh, Teddy Ears, Dr. Howard Anthony Harvey.
So you want to see them get some help?
No, we want to see the place developing our way with the help where we want to see the place shine. Not a politician come at a funeral and say, she are going to do this, no, they can't get her on the phone. Ridiculous.
All right, Junior, I hear you. I hear my brother. Thanks for the call.
I'm big up to 10 years from Immaculate.
All right.
And while these people go Germany, go represent Jamaica, we are treat the YMCA, so not even the governor general go there and give them my award. These people are volunteers that spend them money upon gas, them heart and them soul to make sure our Jamaican you develop and don't go in the wrong path. I would just treat them so.
Hear you. I'll up on the break though. Have a run. Thanks for the call. Yeah? Break time. Cliff Hughes online. Soon come.
My hands were steady. My eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose. My steps were quick and light.
Mark's the Superstore, Lionel Town and Portland Cottage Vere, Clarendon, has all your hardware needs.
Visit our expanded showroom today and shop at leisure for your building materials, furniture, and appliances.
Take advantage of the 10% discount every Thursday on all brands cooking gas.
The Time by Mark's Superstore, helping you build dreams from the ground up is
10:35.
Eclipse Enterprise is your go-to source for billiards, amusement machines, and electronics. Telephone 876-960-3891. The temperature by Eclipse Enterprise is...
Give me that again, Kevin. It's 27 degrees Celsius here in Kingston, 27 in Montego Bay as well.
What's everyone talking about? It's Front Page in This Morning. Get the issue of the day this and every weekday morning at 7:20 a.m. on Front Page. This morning, morning radio the right way. Front Page is brought to you by ABC Electrical for a better choice in the electrical business.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
Back with you on Cliff Hughes Online. I'm Ricardo Brooks, sitting in for Cliff today. On YouTube, Cheryl Griffith says, if you fight against the church, you're fighting against God. Be ye careful. Grace Price says, lots of churches help in basic school, so we have to be fair. And Mr. R.F. Gale says, Ricardo, Jamaica needs an effective opposition, which is quite different from a strong opposition. Strong doesn't have to be great in numbers. I encourage you to join the YouTube community, Nationwide Live 2. That's the YouTube channel. Come on over, subscribe, and join the conversation. Who do we have next? Courtney, good morning.
Yeah, Ricardo, good morning, boss.
Good morning.
Yeah, man. I heard you this morning, and yeah, you're sounding good, and I agree with you in what you were saying.
Mm-hmm.
The church, Mr. Ullner said that the church, the money that he's speaking about for the church is for cleanup.
And rebuild.
Not for building. No.
It's just clean up?
Right. He said it's not for rebuilding.
Mm-hmm.
He said there's a national campaign to clean up the country. So
right.
that money is for the church to clean. He said nowhere in what he said did he mention anything about building.
Mm-hmm.
He said it's for them to use to clean up the area
right.
and to rebuild when they are ready to rebuild.
Okay.
So and I believe that the church is an integral part of our society.
Absolutely, whether we like it or not.
Whenever the church prays, the church don't praise for its members. It prays for the country.
Mm-hmm.
It prays for the rich. It prays for those who don't have it. It prays for everybody. So there is no society that can strive without a church. And check those society that don't.
Well, I don't know if I agree with you on that. That no society can strive without churches. But certainly in Jamaica's context, the church has been an integral part of our society and our development.
All right, let me finish. What I was saying, those society that seeks to strive without churches are always in some form of confusion, war, some form of destruction, something.
All right. I don't know if I agree with you on that, but all right, go ahead. Make the point.
So, yes. So that's the point. But so I think the church, I think it is very important for the government to help the church in whatsoever area it can help. And I do have a problem with our tax dollars spending on helping churches because our tax dollars has been spent to do a lot of things that don't have nothing to do with us as citizens.
All right.
The next thing is the opposition.
Yes.
I agree with you for a strong opposition, not this opposition.
Why?
Because this opposition is confusing. They backtrack on whatsoever they say. They do everything that is un-government. When they come out and speak, they will come out and speak something positive. And everybody say, yes, the opposition sounds good. But then, tomorrow, you hear in the news, they are retracting on whatsoever they said today. Most of the time. And the proof is out there. Anybody can say me not talk truth, but it is out there because they have done it. Mark Golding has done it. Dayton Campbell has done it. They all have done it. At some time, at some appointed time, whenever it suits them. So they are in the parliament and the government stands up and say something and they will say yes, they agree with it and they will go with it, and then tomorrow we hear the government can't move ahead because the opposition refuses to join or to do whatsoever they agree to doing in the parliament. So yes, we need a strong opposition. This is the worst opposition I have seen in my lifetime in this country. I'm 53 years old. I was born in 1972. And no opposition, none of the PMP opposition, because the PMP was always been known as the strong opposition. They hold the government to task. The JLP was always the weak opposition because the things that the PMP got away with under their watch as opposition, they could not get away with not even a quarter of that under the PMP watch as opposition. So we do need a strong opposition. As to where it concerned the government of the day, it wasn't by any I don't want to use the wrong word, It was just by the grace of God why Mr. Holness pulled through on this election, because all odds was against Mr. Holness. The clergy, the civil society.
The clergy?
Yeah, the church.
Really?
Yes, man.
Why is it that the church was against?
The church, Mr. Holness became, what do you call it now? Instead of them go to church, go preach about God Mr. Wellness was the topic was the center of attraction and the pulpit.
You must be careful that you don't single out some loudmouth preacher somewhere and say that I represent the church and the clergy.
Right.
Yeah.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
I agree with you, Ricardo. Totally, I agree with you. That's totally true. But apart from the church, then most of the groups in society was against Mr. Wellness. The entertainment fraternity at large was against Mr. Wellness. The lies and the rumors that the opposition spread, that a lot of people buy into it. And it was only by the grace of God that before the election, some of it was proven to be lie. And then most of it started come out. Even now, with the arrest that at SSL.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was at a point in time chanted that Andrew Wellness was a part of stealing money. That was being circulated on social media very, 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 very widely. And now we see where an arrest has been made and who the person arrested is aligned to. You see me? So,
I don't know about any alignments, but okay.
Well, Ricardo, it is there. You may not know about it, but it is there. So all I have to say is that I trust this government. I have never seen a government like this government in all of my life. This government has given me no reason at all to doubt whatsoever they say they are going to do, that they won't do it. All the commitments, most of the commitment that they are given, they have kept and are still keeping these commitments. I like how Darrell Val is championing the electricity. I like the leadership that Mr. Wellness is providing to his cabinet and to the world, to the Caribbean and to the Jamaican people at large. We can say a lot of things in Ricardo, but one thing we cannot say is that Mr. Wellness, any of the controversy them, that his name has been called up in, we cannot say none of them has proven to be truth.
All right.
Truthful.
Hear you. Thanks for the call.
Yeah, man. Bless up yourself, man.
The People's National Party has released a statement on the let me not say yes, on the matter in Venezuela. But the statement is curious for several reasons. No, the opposition spokesperson on foreign affairs, Senator Donna Scott Motley, the statement does not come from her. She's not quoted in the statement at all. It simply says the PNP affirms support for fundamental principles of international law. The People's National Party notes the events of January 3, 2026 in Venezuela. In light thereof, and in keeping with the Charter of the United Nations as a source of world peace and stability, we wish to reassert our commitment to the following principles in international relations. A commitment to a system of rule-based governance of international relations, in which the use of force is kept strictly within the limits permitted by international law. They say we uphold each nation's right to self-determination and to autonomy over its natural resources. We recognize that the use of force to effect regime change or to secure other political or economic interests in the Caribbean threatens the region's peace and security. We reassert that smaller nations must of necessity rely on and stand by the rule of international law to protect our independence, sovereignty, and legitimate interests. The PNP affirms that this moment requires CARICOM to similarly reassert its commitment to these principles and to the restoration of the Caribbean as a zone of peace. The PNP says it notes the response of the government of Jamaica on the events in Venezuela posted on the JIS website and calls upon the government to stand up for and unequivocally support these well-established principles which have long guided Jamaica's stance and reputation in international affairs. Yeah? And yeah, it's not attributed to anybody. No quote from the opposition leader, no quote from the spokesperson on foreign affairs, no quote from the general secretary. Just a general reasserting of principles. It seems to me everybody catch them covered. Everybody who usually vocal and vociferous on these matters. Yeah? Everybody catch them covered. It's an interesting thing to see, this delicate dance that's happening. We're going to take a break and come back with more of your calls.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
This Christmas, choose life. As we recover from Hurricane Melissa's devastation, we're reminded that life is fragile. Pedestrians, stay alert. Drivers, slow down. Rest if you're tired, and never drink and drive. One careless decision can change a family forever. Let's have a safe and prayerful Christmas and a crash-free 2026.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
We're back with you on Cliff Hughes Online, taking your calls. Carl, you're up next. Good morning.
Morning, Ricardo. Boy, Ricardo, you couldn't do a better job this morning.
I hope you heard the part about the opposition being important.
Yes, Ricardo.
Okay, good.
And I have no problem with a vibrant opposition.
Okay.
But you must learn to speak the truth as a leader.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem when we have with the leader of the opposition. And him flip-flop too much. Can you remember one time them fit do the move from the monarchy?
Mm-hmm.
And then say them out do it in a two-strand, and the opposition agree. And no time after that him change his mind. Country doesn't govern like that. But what I called you about still.
Yes.
Ricardo, I am into a group which there was a heavy discussion concerning the time when Camilla Johnson Smith and the Prime Minister did not walk out. Some other country did walk out.
Mm-hmm. That's the Gaza, but no, Netanyahu's appearance.
Right.
Before the UN, yes.
Before the UN. And it was a heated discussion into it for about 4 days.
Yes, it was quite a topical issue online.
Right. And even into a group that I'm into, there was a heated discussion that caused even some vexation. Because people, a standard couple of us take inside the group is that the Prime Minister and Camilla Johnson Smith did the right thing. Dialogue is the right thing.
And she explained that it is not Jamaica's way to walk away from the table.
And I remember I said inside the group more than one time, if I remember that when time Mr. Golden did say, I think Jamaica doesn't start from a Sly Pen Road to Ligani.
Constitutional rights do not begin at Ligani.
Right. And no time after that, the people them must start to spread propaganda that America go take away them visa. And I remember I said inside the group about 2 to 3 weeks ago that if the Prime Minister and Camilla Johnson Smith did take that decision to walk out, we'd have a next election by March here. And with government with a throwing hand right into the opposition mode under Donald Trump.
But what do you say to those who say that it is important in these moments to stand up to countries like the United States and to people like Donald Trump, whatever the cost?
Ricardo, you have to think about that very careful and walk on a tread with Mr. Trump. You can't take, you don't like to say something else now, Ricardo, but you have to be careful of Mr. Trump. Mr. Trump will squeeze you. Ricardo.
Yes.
I know if you don't see. I know if you so if you look.
So essentially, people afraid of him.
Yeah, Ricardo, and I will accept yes. And I will accept yes.
Yeah.
You have to be careful.
And that is why I say, you see, it's such a delicate dance that has to happen now, and it's such an uncertain time. I welcome steady and tested leadership, because you can't just fly off the handle. You have to be measured. And I mean, I suppose those who are not in the seat can have the luxury. Well, no, they're mostly they're mostly silent. No, I recognize.
Yeah, man, they have to silent.
But you can't just fly off the handle, especially in dealing with the Trump administration.
Exactly. And Ricardo, finish with you now. Ricardo, let me tell you something. I agree with your dialogue this morning, but our next gentleman came and said, not with this opposition.
Yes.
Not with this type of opposition. Maybe if they have somebody like Peter Philip with a more steady hand, which I know said me and Peter Philip are not really friends because they have the 2 MOU. Can't forget that. But maybe a more steady hand with Peter Philip, we would say opposition. But this year opposition here is not opposition.
But Carl, this is an opposition that people voted for them, you know?
Yeah, and I agree with you.
Yeah. So what do you expect them to do? They're in the parliament,
Ricardo,
and they think they're playing their role in the way that the people who voted for them intended them to play that role.
But Ricardo, you can't tear down nationwide because you want it. Because you want it to run in a bankruptcy for you to get it.
So in other words, you can't burn it down and then try to rule the ashes.
Thank you very much, Ricardo.
I see. Well, that's a fair. Yes, that's a fair point.
This opposition would have liked to see Jamaica become to a crumble.
I don't know if I agree with that. I don't think they would. I don't think they would characterize what they're doing that way.
Okay. Well, you listen. You see how this morning, then send out a statement. Nobody heard it. Nobody heard it.
Yes, I did find that strange.
So, if you feel ask one of them to interview,
because the matter of foreign affairs, you'd imagine that the spokesperson on foreign affairs would express the party's position.
So, if you should call one of them now to ask him any question about the statement when sent out, then just have your right to a circle. Then they say they don't know who sent out the statement, and you can't blame them.
Well, it came from the party. But I'm just saying it's not attributed to anybody. Nobody's quoted in it, which is usually the case.
Remember what Portia did say with the $32 million, ask the party.
Don't ask me, ask the PMP.
Ask the PMP. So that then I tell you this morning. Ask the PMP.
All right, Carl. Have a good day. 630-937-124, 618-6730. YouTubers are active. and making their thoughts known. Edwin says, what happened to these people? Why are they fighting so much against the church? God said in his word, upon his rock I built my church, and the gates of hell shall not prevail against it. Amen, my brother Edwin. Aishan Khan says, bad PMP, where are thou? Go on stage and tell Trump to go. Okay, not reading that, Aishan. Mark Golding is the walkout boss. Remember, no other opposition leaders walked out of parliament as many times as him. Is that true? Is that true? Novelet said them out dumb now. If it was the PM, they would be loud and all over the media. Jacqueline Thomas says, anyhow, Trump, he said all Jamaicans must go back home. I would be very happy because I can survive in Jamaica. I am a hard worker. Linda Ming says, the opposition, before thinking, rushing out with a statement to first the PM. Who is next, Kevin? Duncan, good morning.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
I am good. Let me ask you something.
Yes.
Over the years, I've observed the PNP's philosophy and the JLP. And what I've seen is that the PNP is about lies and deception, and the JLP is about the truth and revelation. So if you
hold on, back up that and me that again. The PNP's philosophy
is about lies, it's based on lies and deception. And the JLP has been about truth and revelation. So if you had to vote, which party would you vote
Well,
for?
before I answer that question, why do you characterize the PNP's philosophy as being about lies and deception?
Because it's what I've seen, and that is why I tell you, it's many. That is why you're hearing people saying it.
Isn't
over
their
the
philosophy democratic socialism? Or, well, I don't know if they still subscribe to that, but hasn't it historically been democratic socialism?
And what they have done, that's why I said to you, it is what I've seen. We have seen it. Jamaicans seen it.
No, but my comrade friends would tell me that no bastard no day again, maternity leave, NHT, and they'd list off the string of achievements and accomplishments. I don't think they would accept that characterization.
And that's okay. But I'm sure you'll hear other people having an experience of the realities of what they have seen, so, which is what I'm expressing to you. Sir, the PNP is anti-Jamaica and the JLP is pro-Jamaica. That is what I have seen and a lot of people do.
Anti-Jamaica?
Yes, then we have seen it. The policies are there. It has happened. It's something that we saw and experienced. That is why you're hearing the people are saying what they're saying to you. And you say, for some reason, some people believe that this thing will go on to eternity. But you know what? The truth don't need no support other than exposure. And it is lies and deception that needs hiding, and we're done with that. The next thing I want to get on to.
But I don't know if I agree with you. I don't agree with you that any of the two political parties are anti-Jamaica. I think they have different approaches to governance and government, but I don't know that I would characterize any of them as being anti-Jamaica at all. I hear you. But next point.
Right. I have also had a court experience. And I hear the Chief Justice making a statement, and he said, do unto others as you'll have them do unto you.
In terms of the buildings that they have to work in.
Yes. And court, their business is court. Now, ask any businessman or woman or person who have been to court, the average time that they spend before this court is how long, and they will tell you 10 years. So I would say to the Prime Minister,
brother, no, the facts don't support that. The facts don't support that. No, the facts don't, because here's there's actual data now that the clear up rate in terms of the disposal of matters has actually improved. I don't have it at my fingertips, but it has actually improved. The average time is not now 10 years. But that said, I know that there are significant delays still, but I don't know that the average time. That's a very specific measurement.
Ricardo.
Yeah. No, I'm not denying. Don't get me wrong, I'm not denying that there are delays. I'm just saying that it's not correct to say the average time is 10 years.
If I was going to tell you my name and tell you to call the Chief Justice and tell him that name and make him dispute it. Because I'm saying to you,
yes,
he wants what to be done to them. What he did to us, the public, is adjourn our matter for 5-10 years.
He was the direct presiding judge?
Then who is it? I am telling you. You want my name?
No, hold on. Let me just be, because remember, I just want to understand, he was presiding, or you're just saying him as the head of the judiciary?
As a matter of fact, I'm going to give you some specifics. On the 10th of April 2019, the Chief Justice wrote on his minute sheet, matter settled, which is a matter that I was involved in. And to this day, the same matter is still before his court. I write him on it regularly. So if it is that he wants what is done to people to be done to him, what if the Prime Minister stood below him and adjourned the court building for the next 5-10 years? It is what he said. And I'm saying to you, I can give you the claim number. It's right? And they know me. So I'm telling you, you see, whenever you hear me speak, anybody who know me have the hard evidence.
So your experience with the judiciary has not been good in terms of delays?
Not mine alone. That's why I tell you to ask the average business. I can't tell your name. I've Finzi, Winston Finzi.
No. Nobody call nobody name. No, nobody call nobody name.
Exactly. So I'm telling you, it is the norm. 5-10 years business, people. So if he wants, court is their business, just as how business people have their business.
Yeah.
So if he wants what is done, what he has done to people be done to him, the Prime Minister should adjourn the court building to the next 5-10 years, make him feel it.
Well, I don't know that I would be punishing the Chief Justice. He would be probably punishing the people of Jamaica who have to use the facilities. Exactly. But I take your point. And the often repeated saying that justice delayed is justice denied.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly my point. But more importantly, I know the Prime Minister will not stoop below him. You know what I think the Prime Minister is going to do?
What's that?
The Prime Minister is going to show him a building plan with a courthouse in it. Have a good day.
All right. Time for the break, Kevin? Yeah, we'll take the break and come back with more.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
Super healthy, super happy. SuperMed located in Kingston, St. Thomas, Portland, and St. Mary. The time by SuperMed family of pharmacies and Hughes Den Pharmacy is...
It's 5 minutes after 11.
It's Monday. Get over your blues. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
The E-Zone is here for you.
With this thing, Honeybee.
And Karim Boyatings
from 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you say?
Jump in the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss our brain busters.
Or the crazy giveaways.
Let's talk fashion.
Send us your outfit of the day. Ooh, cutesy. Very demure.
Are you looking for love?
Come on one of our blind dates. Send your request to ezoneblindates@gmail.com. That's ezoneblindates@gmail.com.
And stay tuned for your confessions.
These are my confessions. Share them with us at ezoneconfessions@yahoo.com. I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a bugger thing.
Ow! Ow!
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
Back with you on Cliff Hughes Online. My name is Ricardo Brooks, and I'm sitting in for Cliff. He'll be back with you tomorrow. The YouTubers are weighing in on that caller's characterization of the PMP as being anti-Jamaican. Dreview says, Ricardo, when the PMP destroyed the manufacturing sector, wasn't that being anti-Jamaica? I'd say I don't think any of the two major political parties are anti-Jamaica. I think they have different approaches to government and governance, and it's for you, the voter, to discern and decide which of those approaches you think is best for the direction of the country and where you want the country to go. But I don't think any of our political leaders are anti-Jamaica. I don't think I've seen anything that convinces me that that is so. Who's next? Clyde, good morning.
Morning, Ricardo. I agree with you 100%. I don't think any of the parties really are anti-Jamaican. Their policies are miles apart. And it's for us to choose which one we're going to work with. I didn't catch all the statement that come in from the People's National Party, though. But what I've heard, and your follow-up comment, what you call this statement without, somebody claiming the responsibility for saying it out. You call it diplomacy, or you call it cowardice?
It's a run-of-the-mill statement. It's a run-of-the-mill statement, and I think it being run-of-the-mill is being driven by fear. People are afraid. There is some cowardice in it. So you're getting from a lot of leaders that they're, quote, monitoring the situation, or they reaffirm their support for the principles of international law. But nobody is directly taking a stance to say Donald Trump was wrong or Donald Trump was right, or nobody's doing that. So it's very general language and general principles being affirmed. And so I think, yes, in being so run-of-the-mill, there is some cowardice attending to it. Absolutely. Yeah. In fact, I was surprised that the Bajan Prime Minister, Mia Mottley, who is usually very strident on these matters, her position was basically, Barbados is not really taking a position. Yes, we're just observing and, we urge caution, that kind of a thing.
Hello?
Yeah, man, you hearing me?
Yeah, I miss you a little. I miss you. How are. Hello?
Yeah, are you hearing me?
Yeah, I'm hearing you now.
Yes.
I'm hearing you now. I mean, to address it, Mayor Martley, you mentioned her. Always forthright.
Yes.
But we have to understand, not you, we have to understand that who we have as our neighbor in our back arm. Somebody mentioned this morning in the interview with those journalists from Trinidad somewhere that says we are under American armpit.
Yes.
And it can be that you make him uncomfortable in any way. You have to be measured. You have to be reasonable. You understand?
Yes.
While
trying to secure your own interests.
Exactly.
Yes.
Whether it was Mr. Golden or Mr. Holness, any one of them could walk out from the what you call it, the walk out on Israel, making his presentation to the UN. Any one of them could walk out.
Yes.
But what would they have to lose?
Yes, what would be the consequence?
Right, exactly the point.
Yes.
And that's why a lot of people don't understand that. With the Petro-Carib, I heard it today from another platform, that the devil, when he was an angel, did something good for Jamaica. Now that he becomes Satan, no mean we must continue to hold him up. No.
Putting it starkly. But yes. But you remember, though, that there were people who were saying that Jamaica should stand with Venezuela because of the kindness, that we shouldn't turn our backs on Venezuela and that kind of a thing. You remember? Yes.
That's the point I'm making.
Yes.
You don't do that. Abraham Lincoln says, I stand with you as long as you're right. And even if you're right, you have to be careful. Mark your steps. You have to tread softly.
Yes.
Yes.
I think that is the correct approach.
Yes, and that is why I have hope for my country, Jamaica. I will not live anywhere else but Jamaica.
Yeah.
Here is home for me. And it gives me hope when you have, and I heard you mention some name like, Mr. Holness there, and you have young Samuda,
yes,
who is coming up,
yes,
and Mrs. Camilla Johnson-Smith. You know, these people stood their ground. They know the gravity of the situation, and you can't just get up and tell Uncle Sam to him face, say, well, listen, I don't want your friendship anymore.
And I don't want us to underestimate that standing your ground, you know, because it can't have been easy that the criticism they faced, especially Camilla Johnson-Smith, she came under withering criticism that she was a coward, that, you know, she's running scared, all kinds of things, really, really unkind things said. And so the courage to be able to stand up for Jamaica's interest in the face of that kind of vitriol and backlash, I think is commendable. And I think that is going to serve us well, because we are going to need a lot of that, I think, going forward.
And lastly from me, this morning, you know how to get. Lastly from me this morning, I want to suggest to you this morning that somebody in the People's National Party broke rank with them and send out this release. I can put my bottom dollar on it. That's how it goes.
You think so?
Yes.
Why?
Somebody broke rank. Because you see, listen, he or she is treading softly. They don't want to fall out of grace with the party. But somebody must come to the fore and say something, and they are there picking their nails and biting their nails as to what to go out there and say, and tinkering. And some brave one from the People's National Party come out and say, enough is enough. We got to say something.
Yeah.
And
well, I'll be looking to see if they make themselves available for interviews, to you know, face the issues directly. Yeah. Yeah.
Listen, this is like searching for a diamond in an ocean. You don't see that.
All right, my brother. Thank you for the call.
God bless you.
All right. Honest D says Ricardo must be a big joker. The thing is as plain as day. So the opposition is anti-Jamaica. They side with Venezuela over Jamaica. Yaga says next thing, travel bans issued for Jamaica and Barbados. How does that help? Trump may not like cowards, but he hates critics. Patrick Stern on YouTube says historically after 1972, Ricardo, they gave up in 1989 democratic socialism. Is that right, Patrick Stern? Did they give it up? I vaguely recall reading their constitution recently, and I think it still exposes fidelity to democratic socialism, unless I was reading an outdated version. Anthony Williams says, Ricardo, we need to give Andrew and Camina credit for taking this pragmatic approach from early. Lifestyle Politics says that is PNP-ism, being faithful for one good deed even when it's no longer serving you. Join the conversation on YouTube, Nationwide 90FM Live 2. If you can get us on the phone, because I'm getting messages that people saying the lines are busy, you can join the conversation on YouTube and make your views known there. Yeah, 15 minutes after 11, break time.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
Rhino Jamaica Limited, Jamaica's choice for water tanks and pumps. Now open on Saturdays at our Marcus Garvey Drive location from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. The time brought to you by Rhino Jamaica Limited is...
Kevin wants me to tell you again. Well, no, it changed. There's no 16 minutes after 11.
Jamaica's largest tile selection just got even bigger. Discover what's new at Active Home Center. With our latest arrivals, it's easier than ever to make your space truly unique. Explore ocean blues, botanical greens, and soft sandy neutrals that bring a calm, effortless vibe. From bold patterns to sleek, large format tiles in glossy or matte finishes, every room makes a statement. Shop now at Active Kingston and Montego Bay. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We're having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour. Fired.
Also, tune into the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boy Things After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
And I've been saying to you throughout the morning that it's really an uncertain time and a volatile world that we're living in. And so there's a joint statement on the matter of Greenland. As you know, the U.S. president has been posturing that Greenland ought to properly belong to America. Well, the leaders of France, Germany, Italy, Poland, Spain, United Kingdom, and Denmark have released a statement affirming that Greenland belongs to the Kingdom of Denmark and reminding the United States that Denmark is in fact a member of NATO. And it is unprecedented for a NATO country to effectively be threatening to annex part of a NATO ally. I can't think of a time before that I've seen this happen. And if Donald Trump were to move ahead with what is now a clear intention to take Greenland, I don't know where that would leave us. I do not know. But such is the uncertainty that we're facing in global affairs. Who's next? Richie.
Yes, man, I made them.
Aye. What's that going?
Wait till they kill me.
Sorry. Me still get the right balance between how long forget each caller. My fault.
Yes.
My fault.
Ricardo?
Yes.
But may I wish everybody a blessed new year, happy one.
And to you, my brother.
But you know, say get the bus too.
Me get. Am I give me a little run that New Year, man?
You don't say that be a time.
Am I give me a little run that New Year? You soon take it back.
BDB. You can't lose the job again, brother.
No, man, I feel job.
No. I want to tell you something. The Nationwide Radio is as strong as Jamaica Labour Party. If you decide to resign,
what kind of comparison that?
No. Listen, my brother. What me I say? You say if you decide to resign now,
yes.
I'm staying comfortable because you have so many people there.
Oh, in terms of succession planning.
Yes, man.
Oh, okay.
No good like that.
Okay.
And that's very good as Hughes. That man borrowed that talent. I mean, we borrowed me to eat talent, but he gets him on this way.
All right. What's on your mind?
Brethren, now. You see the churches?
Mm-hmm.
I am in support of the churches. I support church.
Yeah.
You remember in the hurricane, when the hurricane was approaching us, the prayer warriors come out and prayed.
Yes, they did.
I watched them and TikTok, they prayed. Even myself, you know.
Yeah, pray.
This mom, they have one daughter in America. One thing me keep telling her, why I have to beg for mercy. You know, so one night, my dream see a black man come to me. Wear a black pants, a black short shirt, and that man should be in their parties. And then said to me, let us pray. Me say, let us pray beg for mercy. And disappear, you know? If in disappear, listen, ma'am, it was a prayer warriors prayed that this hurricane never liquid. You me say?
I mean, it did hit us hard, but not the whole island, you mean?
If it comes through the high of the country from the south to the north, as they say was coming, Ricardo.
Or from the east to the west.
Or from the east to the west. Jamaica done, you know.
It would have been really, really, really catastrophic.
Yes, so me not against in the church.
Mm-hmm.
Me imagine a doctor want to say me don't pray, no. But anyway, we talk about the PMP brethren.
Mm-hmm.
Ricardo.
Yes.
Me near 100-year-old now, you know.
You're near 100-year-old.
Yes,
okay.
You what? My plan is to live to say 100.
Okay.
So me tell myself be up there ready.
Speak it into being, my brother.
Yes, I follow the PMP party from Michael Manny days.
Mm-hmm.
And see before but me little bit now I can remember that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, man. That's for the PMP party. And we see where the PMP party is now, brother.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when Daddy Phillips used to lead the party, DLP and PMP supporters were like friends, friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so anymore, you know? You don't know if you know, But
yeah, I do sense that the vitriol has worsened. That there's a move now to really demonize each other, so as to see each other as the enemy. I do sense that has happened, and I'm hoping that it was just because of how fiercely contested the election was, and that it will simmer over time. But though I admit that I see it's going to be hard because of some of the things said and done. But yeah, I do get that sense that there's a strong, if not hatred, dislike.
Hatred, and some dislike. You see, for me now, I hate them. I'm not really dislike them.
Because it would be insane to hate people over their political beliefs or their voting behavior. It is an insane proposition. You absolutely should not hate your political opponents.
No, I'm not going to do that. Because I'm not make them now, I'm not with them. No matter how say, we know better, do better. And if we follow food, become like them. So we don't forget those things. But I want to tell you something, Ricardo. So one Monday morning, I listen, the leader of your opposition said to his people that the JLP, the PMP, good economy and JLP destroy it. And I said, blood and fire sang them make off it. Is where it's coming from, And he disabled people. Because we didn't take back.
Didn't Dayton Campbell say the Blood and Fire song came from? Was it Salvation Army? I think he said.
Salvation Army where?
I think that's what he said. Yeah, I think if I vaguely recall, that's what he said. Yeah.
No. If you listen, we didn't take. We're gonna take back and we're gonna build back better. Salvation Army have anything to do with that?
No, man. I mean specifically the Blood and Fire part.
They had it to it, but you know what I'm making though. The JLP wasn't taking this man serious in the early days. They wasn't taking him serious, They give him too much chance to do all these things and deceive a lot of people, because you see, most of the younger generation now who vote PMP, they believe that if we do the election, they might get handout and anything there, And the who other ones come from the Michael Man, the hero, which they used to the handout. You know what I'm saying? So the point I'm making, Ricardo, the country is very, very divided right now because of the leader of the opposition. The PMP party on a ward.
You can't just blame. No, man, you can't just blame Mark Golding and the PMP for that. The JLP should also shoulder some of the blame. You can't just blame one side for division.
Why?
No, but if there are divisions, it means both sides are staking out their territory and not moving to the center.
Is that the party no? That the party may talk about the people on the ground. Because of the way that the PMP party portray election.
I hear you.
You know what I'm saying?
All right, Richard.
They do. Yes, all right, to take care.
Yeah, man.
Cool.
But Kevin, you can cook shrimps? You can't cook shrimps? Bro, that's crazy. So YouTubers, help me with something, because cook some shrimp one night and I robot. People are telling me that I shouldn't cook it for more than 5 minutes. But a rubber, literal rubber, a chat till a week. So I don't know, I do something wrong. I don't know what's the ideal amount of time to cook the shrimp, because I'm determined to master the garlic shrimp. But it didn't work out for me, Kevin. It didn't work out at all. It was a robbery. Anyway, 630-937-124, 618-6730. Alec? Alric.
Oh, yeah.
I'm all right. How are you?
Just a little touch of flu, but I'm good.
I hope you feel better soon.
Yeah, before you go into what I call you about. You go with your grandmother, you know. Like me. Coward man keeps sound going. You ever
Yes.
Well, what do you think me and Matthew would do?
No, well, yes, no, there's a way in which I understand it, but I'm just saying it seems to me at odds with the prior posturing that, we're brave and we stand for principle and, yeah.
Ricardo, come on, you're learning this trade.
Yes, and so I expect people to be consistent, and if they tell me that they stand on principle, then the principle must always obtain.
So who wants to go to America? Who doesn't want to be that to be careful?
Then it's not a principled position then?
No politicians when it comes to that whole principle position. They don't say anything greater about the great United States of America. Especially with Donald J. Trump as president. I had a conversation with you last night about Mrs. Ellen Coley Nichols, and a friend of mine called me after. The section of the Gleaner that you pulled up from, is it 2018?
I think it was 17.
Even before you leave today, I would like you to pull it up and play it one more time. And that was a request from him so that people who weren't listening last night, who came today and listened, will hear exactly where the murder rate was.
That's the front page, you mean?
Yes.
The front page
of that Green article.
Yes.
Because, Ricardo, when you're ready to know, a lot of people have not heard, but from where we are coming to where we are now, if people don't hear it and make it simmer in their brain, they would appreciate what you were trying to tell us last night. And people your age don't really understand what went down. Old man like me and Clip and Cleveland and them man and Papa and lived in the terrible 80s. When people were 900 and not the election alone, and people were dying left, right, and center. So
wasn't it 800 or not? I think it was 800.
800 and something, yeah. And that was, there was a saying that there was a lot that died that
weren't counted. Yes.
And we're in Jamaica, you got killed because your body was destroyed.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
Either buried or burnt or something like that. But
yes.
My friend who called me is asking you to remind Mr. Ellen Coley that exactly what you said. She lives in a privileged environment. And so she won't feel the blunt.
No, but she accepted that herself. She conceded that. She accepted that.
Yes, but accepting it and then like you're talking against it doesn't make sense, does it? Because she's painting the security forces, and you think it's easy when a guy fire shot off of you, Ricardo. And you have that, you have your family, so you have your children, you have your wife, you have your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. It's not a nice feeling to get up. There was a time when I have a feeling that every police officer leaving home. Your family was not sure if they were coming back home.
Yeah.
And you are too young maybe to assimilate all of that. But please do my friend the favor, read back that front page before you go today, so that you'll hear and people who did not hear it last night. We'll have a sense of what where we really came from and where we are today.
Yeah. All right.
Keep up the good work. Your monologue this morning was on point. You're getting better every day.
Thank you.
The old man can stay home and drinking coffee.
Old man, I come from work tomorrow. All right. So the YouTubers are telling me, Linda Ming said, Ricardo, don't waste your money and buy no more shrimp. All right, so the consensus seems to be that I overcooked it. Competent Corinne says, cook shrimp for no more than 2 to 3 minutes per side. Turn when the color of the shrimp changes from white to pink. Don't use pre-cooked shrimp for your garlic shrimp. And I think that is it, Corinne. I use the pre-cooked shrimp because somebody else, Javion, told me not to use the pre-cook. I think that's a problem. So it pre-cook already, and then, me left it there chat till a week. Or you may tell us say a Bex, cause I make up my mind, you know. So me I make garlic butter shrimp, cause me fancy. If I work out at all, rubber shrimp, rubber garlic shrimp. Who is next, Kevin? We have a break. Let's take the break and come back with more.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light.
It's Monday, get over your blues. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The E-Zone is here for you. With this thing of honeybee
And Karim Boyatings
from 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you say?
Jump in the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss our brain busters.
Or the crazy giveaways.
Let's talk fashion.
Send us your outfit of the day. Ooh, cutesy. Very demure.
Are you looking for love?
Come on one of our blind dates. Send your request to ezoneblindates@gmail.com. That's ezoneblindates@gmail.com.
And stay tuned for your confessions.
These are my confessions.
Share them with us at ezoneconfessions@yahoo.com. I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a bugger thing.
Ow. Ow.
Ever wondered how to spot a scam before it drains your account? Or how Jamaica's top financial crime fighters track down the money? Join the Financial Investigations Division on Nationwide this morning, every first and third Friday at 8:20 a.m. for FID in Action, an informative, engaging feature designed to keep you and your money safe. Learn practical tips to help you spot, prevent, and report financial crimes. Understand how the FID protects the financial system. That's FID in Action, protecting you, preventing financial crime. On Nationwide this morning, every first and third Friday at 8:20 a.m. Brought to you by the Financial Investigations Division.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear.
We're back with you on Cliff Hughes Online. We're taking your calls going up to 12 o'clock when it will be time for the world at noon with Thomas Papanana. No, Dennis Brooks is on the line. SSP Brooks?
Okay.
SSP?
Greetings, Mr. Brooks.
Greetings. I am doing well, Mr. Brooks.
Yes, I've called because I listened with great interest to a discussion with the representative from the Lawyers Christian Fellowship.
Yes, last evening.
Yes, last evening. An interview I found interesting. I made note of the perspectives that were expressed by Helene Colleen Nicholson, a woman for whom I have a great deal of respect.
Yes.
Having grown up watching her read the news at 7 o'clock every evening. And I was a little bit disappointed, I must say, because I heard her say on multiple occasions that she expressed disappointment in the JCF and its reluctance and refusal to answer certain critical questions.
Yes.
And I waited with bated breath to hear what those critical questions were. I did not hear them at the end of the conversation. I inquired of your producer what those questions were. I could not establish what those questions were. I looked back at her press release that was issued. There were no questions stated. I'm not certain if you are aware of what questions have been posed that the JCF is being accused of refusing to answer. But I find it unacceptable of lawyers and Christians, good Christians as well, knowing that Christ was crucified in a false trial. I cannot envision a world where it is acceptable that the Lawyers Christian Fellowship issues a statement and comes on public radio and makes the allegation that the JCF has been derelict in its duty by virtue of refusing to answer important questions on these matters. I need to know what questions those are so that I can brief the High Command so that we can answer these questions for the people of Jamaica.
Yeah. No, I think that's fair. Because when we try to get specifics from Mrs. Cole Nicholson, she sort of avoided them or sought to make claims that were not supported by the facts. Of course, the claim that because there were more planned operations, then there should be a reduction in fatal shooting. She didn't explain, well, not sufficiently to my mind, why she had formed that conclusion or how she had formed that conclusion. And she did also seem to be suggesting that because there were allegations from community members. I think she referenced things like picking up bodies and throwing them in the back of Jeep. She did make that claim. That because there were those allegations, then those questions, that was my takeaway. Those were the questions from community members were those that were not answered.
Well, I mean, bear in mind that in an investigation that is to be deemed as independent, the members of the constabulary and the members of the JDF and anyone else who fall under the ambit of an INDECOM investigation are compelled by law to answer INDECOM's questions. And
we did point out to her that certainly the last bit of data that I've seen, that INDECOM has not made a claim that the majority of the incidents that they have investigated have been unjustified use of force. But she didn't really engage at that point. She just moved on. Yes.
It is a very small minority of cases that are deemed that they require charges to be laid. And bear in mind, let me just put it on the table, because I hear statistics quoted about numbers of members of the constabulary who are charged. Bear in mind that a charge does not a conviction make.
Yes.
And even weeks ago, I heard on this station that a member of the constabulary successfully defended charges that were laid against him, which happens, which is why we have our day in court. Also, bear in mind that it is frequent that INDECOM will charge members of the constabulary or investigate matters involving members of the constabulary that have absolutely nothing to do with the course of their job, which you or other members of the of society can determine if that should be something that you factor into the INDECOM statistics. So, for instance, if Dennis Brooks, who happens to be a member of the constabulary, gets in a confrontation with Ricardo Brooks in my personal capacity, and unfortunately something happens and I assault you, and INDECOM will include that in its statistics.
Yeah, fear.
That could be the case.
Fear, but
no, I'd love to know. Do you think that should be the case?
Well, if it's not in the exercise of your professional duties, or you're not on duty, no, I wouldn't include that. I wouldn't include that.
But it is frequently included.
But let me ask,
which distorts the perception of charges, and also many of the charges that you see in a calendar year have nothing to do with the operations in the calendar year. So when we now, with the presence of mind of a discussion about the present numbers of police fatal shootings, and then we insert into the conversation the number of persons charged this year, in this calendar year, one might think that those persons are being charged in relation to the matters that happened in this calendar year, which often is not the case.
So improvements needed on the way INDECOM reports. But you do understand and appreciate why well-thinking Jamaicans would be at the very least shocked at these numbers, Dennis Brooks. 11 in 5 days.
But I do believe, I understand. But also, the framing of the conversation influences people's perceptions and whether or not they're shocked. Because if you present the stats and you stack the stats or you pad the stats in a particular way, you're going to create a perception. And if you express alarm as Indicom, even though your findings overwhelmingly find that there's nothing to be alarmed about, but if Indicom says it's alarming, then that establishes the tone of the conversation for the people who rely on Indicom.
You know a call that's being made frequently, the body-worn cameras. Where are we now with the deployment of those?
I would need to consult the Ministry of National Security. I don't work there, but I need to consult the Ministry of National Security to find out where the procurement process is, where that is concerned. But the process, we have said it for a very long time, we are incrementally procuring body-worn cameras. We are steadfastly moving in the direction of the procurement of body-worn cameras. They are very expensive. As a small island developing state, we can only procure so many at a time. We can only procure so many each year, and so it will take time. There is no panacea. There is no magic wand that we can wave to make body-worn cameras be ubiquitous throughout the force.
What's the thinking inside the High Command about the numbers of police fatal shootings and the reaction from the general public about it? What's the thinking?
I think the thinking is that there requires public education. So, for instance, I mean, off the top of my head, and these are matters that I'm not going to comment on in depth because the thinking of the High Command is let the Indicom investigation determine. So I know that there was an incident in Westmoreland that involved 3 persons who met their end. One of whom was Western Jamaica's most wanted criminal. I don't know how people will choose to perceive that, but that is a person who has been the thorn in the proverbial flesh of the people of Westmoreland in particular and Western Jamaica in general. There was a matter of 2 individuals who met their end when they challenged the police when the police moved in response to illegal gun salutes. An AK-47 killing weapon was seized in that incident. Unfortunately, other things happened.
The death of a 4-year-old child.
Yes, but if you notice, the persons aren't questioning. Even I heard even the father of one of the boys saying, boy, him follow bad company, and boy, him feel bad that him follow bad company, but not questioning whether or not they indeed were firing an illegal assault rifle. And what I'm saying is that is 5 out of the 11. And if we deconstruct the numbers, you can tell me whether or not you think that we won't speculate on where the investigation will go. Let Indicom do its job, and that's what they must do.
Can you reasonably assure Jamaicans, though, this morning that every conceivable step is being taken to reduce the incidents by which the police have to use lethal force when they go to apprehend these people?
How do we reduce those things? We either say, one...
Well, people like Helene Coley-Nicholson seem to believe that because you're planning these operations, you're driven by intelligence now, then you should be able to plan properly so that you don't have to end up using the lethal force. And I want you to respond to why that is or isn't so.
Well, I would thank the Lord, the same Lord that Helene and Coley-Nicholson and I worship, that she does not engage in planned operations, because I cannot fathom how that makes sense. The truth is that the nation is asking my colleagues to go and take on the people who are most responsible for most violent crime in Jamaica. The people who have a propensity to kill 5 and 6 and 7 people, the same people who have a propensity to walk up and spray a dance, to spray people in Cherry Tree Lane and shoot 15 and kill 9. You're asking my colleagues to plan an operation to apprehend those persons and mitigate against their inclination to shoot at people. their demonstrated inclination to shoot at people, that argument holds no water with me. I tend to believe that as our intelligence gets better, and as our investigations get better, and our operations get better, and our interventions get better, and our information gets better, we will be able to close the gap between the persons who are committing crime and the persons who are detecting crime. But what that does is that places us in harm's way, because we are not going for the low-hanging fruit. We are going for the highest risk offenders who have demonstrated that they have the greatest appetite for violence. They are the ones who push our murder rate past 1,000 into the 1,600s if we let them. And I'm saying, when you are going for those persons, you are going to do all you can to ensure that those persons are apprehended. And guess what? There are hundreds of persons who are arrested every year with guns on their persons, and they are placed before the court. Hundreds of persons, and those persons outnumber police fatal shootings. We have increased planned operations by tens of thousands. Our police public interactions have increased by tens of thousands, and we have not seen a correlated or a proportional increase in police use of force, because the overwhelming majority of police-civilian interactions does not result in a fatality. But the truth is that planes that land safely don't make the news.
Yeah. All right. Hear you, Dennis Brooks. Thanks for the call.
Thank you very much for the time.
All right. 630-9371-24 618-6730. We're going to take a break and come back with more. You can make up your mind on this matter of police fatal shootings.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
Furnitureland at 112 Constant Spring Road is Jamaica's premier furniture retailer when searching for stylish and elegant pieces for your home. The time by Furnitureland is...
It's 11:49.
Jamaica's largest tile selection just got even bigger. Discover what's new at Active Home Center. With our latest arrivals, it's easier than ever to make your space truly unique. Explore ocean blues, botanical greens, and soft sandy neutrals that bring a calm, effortless vibe. From bold patterns to sleek, large format tiles in glossy or matte finishes, every room makes a statement. Shop now at Active Kingston and Montego Bay. Active Home Center. More savings, more choices.
Phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
My hands were steady.
Papa Nana. Yes.
Something. You ever play bingo?
Bingo, yes.
And then said you say you're straight.
Yeah.
Almighty Father, you know what I'm going to sit down and it's 1 year.
I'm sorry, Papa Nana. I'm sorry.
No.
I'm sorry. As me go along and me get the hang of it, me go get the balance right. I'm sorry.
No, man. Anyway, it was a good friend talking. I don't forget him, Mr. Dennis Brooks. Very good friend.
Yes.
Let me ask you something. I don't want to relax you. You would look for a needle in a hayfield?
No, you can't find it.
You can't find it. Well, let me tell you something. You see that person who sent you that letter from the PNP?
The statement.
Anyhow he did put in name, then you would have a job.
No, I think so.
So man, you would have a job. Then tell me, all right. Let me stupid then. Have you ever tried to get the prime?
No, Papa Nana, a line bad. A line bad. Me not hear you.
Have you ever tried to get the Prime Minister and the leader of the opposition to give a statement about Venezuela?
Directly, well, I don't think we here have tried. directly to get those two leaders. No, not the Prime Minister. We usually go to the Foreign Minister first and the opposition spokesman on foreign affairs.
Yes, Mr. Brooks. So I am asking you, do you think that you would have gotten the leader of your position?
No, not at this time.
Right. So if you is the leader of your position, you is the leader of your position for everybody. And why would they especially don't intend to talk to nationwide? And is the leader of the opposition?
Well, that's another matter.
Right. So don't tell me that he is the worst leader of the opposition that I have ever seen.
I see.
He is the worst. He's vindictive, and that is the reason why I call them Eli. They tell a lot of things that don't go like that. Right? And let me explain something to you. I am a church goer, and I have spoken to a lot of people in my church. Well, not greatly a lot. And they is of the opinion that the church can fix up the people that without a roof.
Wait, go again to that again?
I am a church goer, and I have spoken to some of my church brothers.
Yes.
And they are of the opinion that the Prime Minister shouldn't give nothing yet, tell the people them who don't have a roof over their head get you.
Oh, shouldn't give the churches anything?
Yes.
Why?
Because they say they can preach on that tent, they can go anywhere and hold a meeting. But the people they move up and live in the open sky should get the benefit first. That's what they said.
Oh, okay. So,
you
okay.
Understand? So this notion of
But hold on, but Papa Nana, but we can't ride and whistle.
Yes.
We can't ride and whistle. You know, I mean, I think it have to be either or, because isn't the government still providing, for example, roof support to people who have lost their roofs while they're providing this help to the churches?
Yes, but they are saying there is a lot of people who go to the church, they know who is the roof, and not getting no attention. So why would you look at the church first? That don't mean that you're antichrist.
Okay. Okay.
Right? And let me tell you the other thing again. Let me tell you the honest truth. If you think that the Jamaican people love Andrew or them love them visa, make Mr. One is going to go spam fool and say,
me would have been first one.
All right.
Me would have been first one.
Exactly. And let me ask you something. Let me ask you something, Ricardo. Let me ask you something. If mangoes have secret for dog, what do you think will happen to hold?
Wait, I'm getting one right. If mongoose have secret for dog, what would happen to food? I get it. Because if the mongoose have a secret for the dog now go on secure the hen house. So the mongoose are gonna say to the dog, say, remember, say me know what you're doing, and the dog will just make him go on.
What would happen to you?
He fall go get nyam.
Go nyam, it follow that part, beg your pardon.
I like that one. If mongoose have secret for dog, what happened to fowl? Me like that one there.
Yes. Well, no, Lord have mercy.
All right, Papa, let me run, girl, if you do. May I try squeezing one more before the news?
You take care.
All right, my brother. Mongoose have secret for dog. What happened to fowl? Jerome.
Morning, Ricardo.
Good morning. I'm doing all right.
All right. I'm getting tired of the nonsense now. And I'm calling to talk about something that's bothering me.
What's that?
The Helene, what's her name?
Helene Coley Nicholson, the president of the Lawyers Christian Fellowship.
Complete nonsense.
Why you say that?
Rubbish. The last time Jamaica recorded less than 800 murders was when?
Less than 700, 1994. 94, I think, or 96. 94. 94.
I was 4 days old when that record was set. Right? I was born Boxing Day, 1994. Right? I don't understand why it is so hard for these people to conceive that if the police have better intelligence and they are going after the people who are committing the majority of violent crimes, including robberies, murders, shootings, when there is an increase in the engagement between the security forces and those who do these things, somebody's going to lose, you know.
Yes.
And it shouldn't be the people who wear uniform.
I agree with that. Right? I agree.
And people need to understand that the JCF now is not the same as the JCF 15, 20, even 10 years ago. this myth that the police leave the station or the barracks to go and just murder people at random. We need to put it to bed.
Yeah.
And they keep using extrajudicial killings and police fatalities interchangeably, and it's wrong.
That is true. Because there could be the justified use of force to protect life and yes.
And Dennis, being the consummate media practitioner that he is, took a large chunk out of what I was going to speak about, right? But they need to be honest, right? The security force has changed. We are seeing new face emerging or has emerged over the last 4 or 5 years, right? Once the security forces confront you, just put down whatever weapon you have and go with them. Once you do that, you are taken into custody, you know. Remember those...
You're a member of law enforcement?
I'll tell you this. The name Jerome is not my real name. That's all I will say.
Oh, well, I suppose
remember
that's
the
true.
guys. Remember the guys who tried to do the robbery in Spalding?
Yes.
And
the supermarket.
a couple of them got a ride and they got shot. And the security forces breached the room that they barricaded themselves in. What did they do?
But you know, there are some people who say that the reason it ended like that was that because they went live on TikTok.
I will tell you this. The security forces did not know they were alive. That's one. And two, even if they had breached the room and shot them in there, I believe with the weight of evidence, I don't think they would have been prosecuted. Because when you breach a room like that, you know, you don't know what is behind the door.
I see.
Right?
I have to leave it there, Jerome.
Yeah, be honest.
Yeah. Up on the news. Thank you for the call. Yeah? All right. That's the first. 2 hours, that, you know. Jeez, wow. Kevin, you're not tired? We'll be back at 12:30. Time now for the world at noon.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock, like a rock. I was strong as I could be, like a rock. Nothing ever got to me, like a rock. I was something to see, like a rock.
Ever wondered how to spot a scam before it drains your account? Or how Jamaica's top financial crime fighters track down the money? Join the Financial Investigations Division on Nationwide this morning, every first and third Friday at 8:20 a.m. for FID in Action, an informative, engaging feature designed to keep you and your money safe. Learn practical tips to help you spot, prevent, and report financial crimes. Understand how the FID protects the financial system. That's FID in Action, protecting you, preventing financial crime. On Nationwide this morning, every first and third Friday at 8:20 a.m. Brought to you by the Financial Investigations Division.
Nationwide 90 FM, continuing the tradition of fair, fearless, and factual reporting. You're listening to Nationwide 90 FM. The time is
12 o'clock.
The News at Noon teasers are brought to you by AnyBet, your best bet.
It's credible and factual. The World at Noon on Nationwide 90 FM.
A very good afternoon to you. I'm Tona Thomas. Coming up in the Nationwide World at noon for this afternoon, Tuesday, January 6, 2026. Political consultant warns CARICOM to be more strident against the U.S. action in Venezuela.
Up to now, CARICOM hasn't actually articulated that position. Kishon's prime minister, she hasn't said anything about international law. Trinidad and Tobago is one of the architects of the ICC.
PNP reasserts it's committed to a rules-based governance in international relations. Jamaica's Jeremy Taylor, KC, is the new DPP of the Turks and Caicos Islands. Fire Brigade warns against running during an earthquake. In regional news, Guyana in talks with the U.S. on accepting third country nationals. In international news, EU leaders rally behind Greenland in face of renewed U.S. threat. And in sports, JFF puts plan in place for a stacked 2026 football season. The details after the break.
The News at Noon teasers were brought to you by Anybet, your best bet. The midday news is brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
If it's news, it's got to be Nationwide 90 FM.
Now to the details. Director of Caribbean Development Research Services and political consultant Peter Wickham says the Caribbean community, CARICOM, must take a position on whether the U.S. military action in Venezuela was a breach of international law. Wickham appeared on Nationwide this morning on Tuesday. Mahira Stewart reports.
The Bureau of the Conference of Heads of Government of CARICOM, which includes Jamaica, St. Kitts and Nevis, and St. Lucia, convened on Saturday, January 3, following U.S. military action in Venezuela. In an operation that lasted just over 2 hours, U.S. law enforcement breached Nicolas Maduro's compound and captured him and his wife Celia. CARICOM, in its statement, said it was firmly committed to the fundamental principles of international law and multilateralism enshrined in the UN Charter. These include sovereignty and territorial integrity of states and respect for human dignity. The region reiterated its call for peaceful dialogue through diplomatic channels to ensure Venezuela's stability, good governance, democracy, and prosperity for the people of Venezuela. Wickham says the operation by the U.S. was a breach of international law.
I think that they generally agreed that it was a violation of international law, but what is equally agreed is that I don't think the United States really cares. Did they care about international law when they went into Grenada in the 70s? Did they care about international law when they went into Panama and took out Noriega in 1989?
He argues that CARICOM must articulate a more strident position on the U.S.'s attack on Venezuela and capture of Maduro.
It's appalling, and I think it's clearly a violation. And, I struggle to understand why up to now CARICOM hasn't actually articulated that position. Kishon's prime minister, she hasn't said anything about international law. Trinidad and Tobago is one of the architects of the ICC. And I would always have looked to Trinidad and Tobago for guidance in these kinds of matters. And again, Ian R. Robinson must be rolling in his grave when he sees, what has come of this whole situation. And I'm not saying that you have created it, but I'm saying that I think that we have a responsibility in the region to take a position on these kinds of things because, we understand the pain that it can cause and has caused.
Meanwhile, Wickham says the influence of the United States in the enforcement of international law continues to make the maintenance of a global rules-based order a challenge.
The challenge that we have is that international law requires the cooperation of the UN Security Council. The United States of America sits on the UN Security Council. So we are in a peculiar situation where the rules of international law are determined by the United States of America. And it galls me, quite frankly, because I taught international politics at the university for a while, and I tried to set up this idea that it's an architecture of a rules-based system globally that we all follow and adhere to. And then what I am seeing is essentially what Prime Minister Motley says, that that is a rules-based order that really only applies to some people, and that it doesn't apply to the United States of America.
Mahiri Stewart for Nationwide News.
Meanwhile, Wickham says the U.S. action could create more problems for Trinidad and Tobago. with the anticipation that more Venezuelans may flee their country.
The reality is that the administration is still very much intact, and the leader currently, the vice president who is now acting, is very much concerned about making her position very, very clear. Trump is saying that she will cooperate, but I haven't really heard anything from her to suggest that she's on board with a lot of what he's saying. So life for Venezuelans will continue to be hard. This has not solved anything. Indeed, I think it has created more problems. And certainly for the Kamala Bessassa regime, you now have a likelihood that you will have not less but more people coming over from Venezuela that you have to manage. So I think that her problems are only now starting, quite frankly.
And the lead editor of news gathering at Guardian Media in Trinidad and Tobago, Keishan Haynes, says his government has initiated a registration program for illegal Venezuelan immigrants in the country. It's understood the move is being made in an effort to properly document and tally how many Venezuelans are residing in the Twin Island Republic.
What's interesting, though, is now the government has done what they condemned in the PNM government in 2019 when they created a registration for all of the illegal Venezuelans who were living there at the time. Now, any illegal immigrant can register under this program until the end of September. And what my sources are telling me is it's because they are expecting another influx of migrants, refugees into the country if there is prolonged activity with the U.S. And so now they want to take advantage and just make sure that we do have an understanding of how many Venezuelans are in the country through this registration program.
Keishan Haynes, the lead editor of news gathering at Guardian Media in Trinidad and Tobago. Now, the opposition People's National Party, PNP, says it's committed to a system of rules-based governance in international relations, where the use of force is kept strictly within the limits permitted by international law. In a statement on Tuesday morning, the PNP says it's reasserting the position in keeping with the Charter of the United Nations as the source of world peace and stability. The party says it has taken note of the military action by the United States in Venezuela, where the country's President Nicolas Maduro and his wife Celia Flores were taken from their home. In a carefully worded statement containing 299 words, the PNP says it recognizes that the use of force to effect regime change or to secure other political or economic interests in the Caribbean threatens the region's peace and security. According to the party, such action risks border conflict and further descent into what it describes as a more dangerous and insecure world. It says it opposes each nation's right to self-determination and to autonomy over its natural resources. This while encouraging adherence to democratic norms and the protection of human rights. The PNP says it's reasserting its position that smaller nations must rely on and stand by the rule of international law to protect their independence, sovereignty, and legitimate interests. There it says collective solidarity to preserve common interests is a necessity. The PNP says the unfolding events require CARICOM to reassert its commitment to these principles and to the restoration of the Caribbean as a zone of peace. Former Senior Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Jeremy Taylor, KC, is the new Director of Public Prosecutions, DPP, of the Turks and Caicos Islands. His appointment was announced on Tuesday. KC Taylor has more than 26 years' experience at the bar, including over 2 decades in public prosecutorial service. He served as Jamaica's Senior Deputy DPP since 2018, overseeing several specialized prosecutorial units, including anti-gang, environmental law, extradition, organized crime, legal and legislative reform. Distinguished advocate and legal reformer, Mr. Taylor has played a central role in complex, high-profile criminal prosecutions, authored key prosecution manuals, and contributed to significant legislative developments and criminal justice reforms. In recognition of his service and professional standing, he was appointed King's Counsel in 2020 and awarded the Badge of Honor for Meritorious Service in 2022. TCI Governor Delini Daniel Silva Ratnam says Casey Taylor emerged as an outstanding candidate following a rigorous and highly competitive process. She expressed confidence that he will serve the TCI with distinction. Incoming Chancellor of New York Public Schools, Jamaican Kamar Samuels, credits his education at Jamaica College for his development as a senior educator. He was speaking on Nationwide at 5 on Monday.
At JC, I learned so much about leadership from not just what was taking place in the classroom, but what was taking place outside of the classroom. We really held each other accountable. It allowed you to figure out who should be your friends and who are the people you were trying to really emulate, who are your role models. And so I find that so much of what I am, I credit with the teachers that I had at JC, Miss Joseph, Miss Barrett, other people that have had a huge impact on my life.
Samuels' appointment as Chancellor of New York Public Schools by the city's Mayor Zoran Mamdani places him at the helm of the largest public school system in the United States. He is set to oversee a system serving more than 1 million students and managing a budget in excess of $40 billion. Samuels has more than 20 years of experience in New York City's public education system. He credits his time at Hope Valley Experimental School in St. Andrew for teaching him about inclusivity in education.
I went to a wonderful primary school called Hope Valley Experimental.
Very good primary school.
It is. We had great crop of teachers there, Miss Barton and others, and we had a lot of the professors' kids or the nurses' kids, or it was a great place for learning. It was also a wonderful place where I learned the integration of students with physical disabilities, and how, we have to make sure that we create inclusive environments for people with disabilities.
Kamar Samuels, incoming Chancellor of New York Public Schools. Running during an earthquake is one of the worst reactions someone can have. Public Education Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade, Superintendent Emilio Ebanks, sounded the warning at the start of Earthquake Awareness Month.
The most common mistake is to start running when the shaking is going on.
Oh, some panic.
You do not panic. You do not run when the shaking is going on. What you need to do is to duck, cover, and hold. So you are going to fall to the ground, and you are going to, if you're in a situation in a building where you can have something sturdy to provide cover, you can do that. If not, you want to cover your head and the back of your neck with your hands, and you go down in a crouching position. If something sturdy is there, a very sturdy table, something that you can hold on to, then you can adopt that position and then hold on to the foot of the table so that the table is not moving away while the shaking is taking place.
An earthquake is a sudden and rapid shaking of the ground caused by movement beneath the Earth's surface. In many cases, injuries and deaths occur when people attempt to run or walk during the shaking, or when they're struck by fallen debris. According to Superintendent Imbanks, people should always have an emergency kit on hand. Water, non-perishable items, first aid equipment, and flashlights are among some of those items to be included in the kit. Superintendent Imbanks says earthquake preparedness is critical, as experts have warned that our nation is overdue for a massive earthquake.
If we look at our history in Jamaica, for some time now we've been hearing the experts say we are quote-unquote overdue for a big earthquake. We all know the dangers associated with earthquakes, and we would have seen happenings in other countries from earthquakes. We can remember in our recent past in the Caribbean, the Haitian earthquake and the devastation that was caused as a result of that. So it is always fresh in our minds, the dangers associated with earthquakes, and as a result of that, we have to make sure that we keep people up to date in terms of what they should do and what they should not do.
Superintendent Emilia Ebanks, Public Education Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade. Meanwhile, Superintendent Ebanks advises staying outside of areas with tall buildings and trees.
stay away or try to get away from tall buildings. A rule of thumb for me, if you can rest your hand down on a table and allow your hand to fall flat, think of a building like that, and the building should topple over onto the street. You want to make sure that as much as is possible, you are outside of the zone that that building can fall. But tall trees, it's the same thing. You stay away from power lines, bridges, all of those things as much as is possible. Because what you don't want is for any of these things to topple or for a bridge to open up and you fall through.
He says schools should conduct earthquake drills at least twice per year.
The setting in the school is different because you will now have to, as quickly as possible after the shaking stops, get all the persons in the space out and get them to an area that is safe.
Yes.
So the school situation has to be that the students are aware of what to do, and certainly all the teachers or all the persons who will be coming in contact with the students know exactly what to do and how to get them to a place of safety.
So an earthquake drill is encouraged once a year, twice a year?
Twice per year, at least twice per year.
Superintendent Emilio Ebanks, Public Education Officer at the Jamaica Fire Brigade. The police are advising that sections of the Hordley Crossing main road in St. Thomas leading to Portland is currently impassable due to flooding. The affected areas include Wheelersfield District, Bath, Johnson Mountain, Bachelor Hall, and Springbank District. Motorists are being urged to use the Port Morant to Golden Grove roadway as an alternative. Meanwhile, the police say the Broadgate Main Road in St. Mary is now cleared. The roadway was blocked by a landslide earlier on Tuesday. St. Mary, along with other eastern parishes and areas in the south-central parts of Jamaica, have been experiencing persistent rainfall over the past few days. The National Works Agency says this has resulted in flooding, blocked drains, and siltation impacting roads. Turning now to regional and international news. Regional, Guyana is considering a proposal from the United States to accept third country nationals. Foreign Secretary Robert Prasad made the announcement on Monday. He says the two countries have been in discussions on a framework of understanding which is both consistent with Guyana's national priorities and needs and supportive of the U.S.'s objectives. His comments came as Antigua and Barbuda and Dominica confirmed on Monday that they have agreed to accept a limited number of third country nationals from the U.S. Washington first raised the proposal in early 2025. It wants friendly Caribbean nations and other partners to share responsibility for refugees and deportees who cannot be returned to their countries of origin. In international, leaders from major European powers rallied behind Greenland on Tuesday, saying the Arctic island belongs to its people. The joint statement from France, Britain, Germany, Italy, Poland, Spain, and Denmark says, quote, "It's for Denmark and Greenland and them only to decide on matters concerning Denmark and Greenland," end quote. The Netherlands later added support for the joint statement on X. It follows a renewed threat by U.S. President Donald Trump to take over the Danish territory. Trump in recent days repeated that he wants to gain control of Greenland. He first voiced the intention in 2019 during his first presidency, arguing it is vital for the U.S. military and that Denmark has not done enough to protect it. White House Deputy Chief of Staff Stephen Miller on Monday dismissed concerns about Danish sovereignty. The EU leaders say security in the Arctic must be achieved collectively with NATO allies, including the United States. And that's it for the news at 12. Up next, sports.
The Midday News was brought to you by Total Tools. Every tool, every trade.
As a parent, you give your children a good start in life. You nurture, protect, and guide them.
Parenting is a process that prepares your child for independence. As your child grows and develops, there are many things you can do to help your child. Stay tuned to The Big Show, nationwide this morning, for parenting tips. Fridays at 6:53 a.m. Only here will you learn everything you need to know about parenting. Tips to help parents navigate the incredibly challenging and rewarding journey of child rearing. Parenting tips on Nationwide at 90 FM, the revolution in media.
From the Nationwide News Network, comprehensive, up-to-the-minute local and international sports news. This is the Nationwide Sports at Noon.
Good afternoon, welcome to your lunchtime sports report. I'm Maureen Buchanan. President of World Athletics Lord Sebastian Coe is in Jamaica on a 4-day visit aimed at supporting the recovery of the sport following the setback caused by Hurricane Melissa in late October. Since his arrival on Sunday, Lord Coe has met with several key stakeholders, including the Jamaica Athletics Administrative Association and representatives of the government and the opposition. Discussion have focused on how the sport's global governing body can assist in rebuilding and strengthening athletics across the island. Lord Coe says it was important for him to see the situation for himself, noting that witnessing the extent of the damage firsthand would give him a clearer understanding of the challenges facing the sport.
I'm a great believer that you can only witness that on the ground. You can't witness it from 6 or 7 time zones away in a headquarters. It can only be experienced through conversations and proper understanding. So already in 24 hours, I have a much clearer idea about how we can help in complementary programs, in making sure that we bring technical expertise where we have it, in helping you recover from this.
He emphasized the urgency of getting the school system in Western Jamaica back on course, describing schools as the foundation of athletic development.
When anyone closes their eyes and is asked to think about Jamaica, then I think that it is generations of extraordinary athletes that they think about, almost above anything else. And that is a fabulous asset for any country to have. And I'm not going to run through the list of names.
Lord Sebastian Coe. Now the Jamaica Football Federation JFF is gearing up for a packed and pivotal 2026 as several national teams prepare to compete across global stages in pursuit of World Cup qualification. Jamaica's competitive calendar begins with the women's under-17 team, which will contest round 1 of the CONCACAF qualifiers from January 24 to February 2. They will be followed by the men's under-17 in CONCACAF in qualifying action from February 3 to 12. Later in February, attention turns to the men's under-20 squad set to compete in CONCACAF round 1 qualifiers from February 23 to March 4. At the senior level, the Reggae Girls resume their push for a historic third FIFA Women's World Cup appearance when they face Nicaragua on March 2, with qualifying continuing into April. Meanwhile, the Reggae Boys will chase a World Cup berth in March's Inter-Confederation playoffs, starting against New Caledonia on March 26, before a potential final clash with Democratic Republic of Congo. The JFF also plans international friendlies in June for both the senior male and female teams. JFF President Michael Rickett says the Federation has already established a special projects committee to ensure all teams are given the best possible support and preparation as they chase qualification across the various tournaments.
We have also put a project committee in place to support the staff member who has overall responsibility for the FIFA projects, just to ensure that we do not miss out on any of our FIFA projects and to ensure that we submit proposals for each of these projects.
President of Jamaica Football Federation, Michael Rickett, sticking with football as Decoy Williams, assistant coach of Arnett Gardens, believes that his team has all the tools to mount a serious attack on the title this season in the Royal Navy Jamaica Premier League. Arnett Gardens' latest victory came on Monday night when they defeated champions Cavalier 3-0 at the Anthony Spalding Sports Complex. For Williams, the margin of victory was testament to his team's recent hard work behind the scenes.
To the boys, I think they put out their shift, a good shift. It's a new year. We have started a new beginning. Looking forward to climb the table. I think coaching staff, everybody, the fans are pleased with the treatment. No, not surprised. I've been training like this all week, so the guys come out and they put in the shift and hence the result. Yeah, most definitely 2 games, 4 points. I think that's good enough for the first, second round. I think it's just climbing from there and we're just catching our footing. I believe in the team, believe in the boys, get the job done this season.
Williams added that while the season didn't start the way they're hoping for, there's still enough time to correct their errors.
It's football. You have a team that goes on the run, and hope this is our run and this is our farm. Well, I said what happened in the last year, leave it behind, and we'll just focus on this year and so far it's been going good. I just want to continue on this part and hopefully we can be at the top by the end of this round. Yeah, Hornet is a big club, and when we're struggling, we have to look forward for players to come in, and hopefully the players that come in, they come and play their part and pick up what we're going on.
Decoy Williams. Monday's other encounter between Portmore United and Tivoli Gardens ended in a 2-2 draw. Sticking with football, as Democratic Republic of Congo and Algeria are 0-0 with over an hour to play in their African Cup of Nations round of 16 clash in Morocco. The winner will set up a quarter-final date with the Super Eagles of Nigeria. Jamaica could face DRC for a place at the FIFA World Cup later this year. Both are in the Interconfederation playoffs set for March in Mexico. However, Jamaica must first defeat New Caledonia on March 26 if they are to face the winner in a winner-takes-all showdown against the Central Africans. Shifting gears now to cricket, as former West Indies captain Dwayne Bravo believes that his personality will never get him a coaching job with the Caribbean team. The 42-year-old is widely regarded as one of the greatest T20 players of all time, has transitioned into coaching. Bravo is now the head coach of Abu Dhabi Knight Riders. Bravo says he'll never accept a job that doesn't have real authority, which he thinks will be the case in a current West Indies setup.
I think I can speak for myself, but also I could also add Polly there. I think our personality is a little too strong, the people who are in charge in West Indies cricket, because we strive on honesty, we strive on like things have to be better. Like you can't expect the players to produce if the conditions is not good. Like we will challenge CEOs, we'll challenge presidents, we'll challenge selectors respectfully. And a lot of people can't deal with people like that. So again, yeah, that's why I guess we're not considered.
Bravo added that based on his knowledge of the game, poor facilities normally result in poor on-field performance.
So if I think the facilities need to improve, and I said, okay, let's improve the facilities, and I realized it's not being improved, I will have a snap. And if my snap means like you see it as a disrespect towards you, then so be it. But I cannot say, okay, you want us to produce, but then a given average facilities, how you expect to produce? So it's not going to work like that. And I think over the years, my biggest disappointment in the Caribbean is our infrastructure remained the same.
Former West Indies captain Dwayne Bravo. Those are your stories making your lunchtime sports report. Catch us again at 5:25 later this afternoon. Until then, 3 rules: stay tuned, stay glued, and stay locked in to Nationwide 90 FM.
Certain are you that you're taking proper care of your pets? How often do you take them to the vet? Just as we need annual checkups with our doctors, most pets need regular checkups too. Owning and caring for a family pet doesn't have to be a difficult or burdensome experience. Nationwide 90 FM has an exciting feature called Pets World that will help you take better care of your pets. Join Nationwide 90 FM every Wednesday at 6:50 a.m. during the program This Morning as we take you into the do's and don'ts of caring for your pets. That's Pets World every Wednesday at 6:50 a.m. during the program This Morning on Nationwide 90 FM, a revolution in media.
Recapping our top stories making the nationwide world at noon, a political consultant wants CARICOM to be more strident against the U.S. action in Venezuela. PNP says it's committed to the rules-based system of international relations. Jamaica's Jeremy Taylor, KC, is the new DPP of the Turks and Caicos Islands. I'm Tonna Thomas. You can find the news on our website at rivanews.ai and on the Riva News app, available on Google Play and the App Store. Major news next at 5.
Hi there. Here's some good news for these trying times. Quote, "By God's word, I can see where I'm going. They throw a beam of light on my dark path." Unquote. Psalm 119, verse 105. Listen for God's word weekdays at 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. through
Oasis. Stop by for a refreshing drink and share a God perspective for the day.
Oasis, weekdays 5:45 a.m. and 12:55 p.m. right here on Nationwide, a revolution in media.
The rebroadcast of the Oasis can be heard weekdays at 5:45 a.m.
It's Monday, get over your blues. Or Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. The E-Zone is here for you. With this thing, Honey Bee.
And Karim Boyatings
from 3 to 5 p.m. on Nationwide 90 FM.
We've got your entertainment news.
Then we want to hear your views. Why you said?
Jump in the mix.
Or the hot seat.
Don't miss our brain busters.
Or the crazy giveaways.
Let's talk fashion.
Send us your outfit of the day. Ooh, cutesy. Very demure.
Are you looking for love?
Come on one of our blind dates. Send your request to ezoneblindates@gmail.com. That's ezoneblindates@gmail.com.
And stay tuned for your confessions.
These are my confessions. Share them with us at ezoneconfessions@yahoo.com. I mean, is this planet Earth?
Is it?
I don't know. Let me check. Either way, it's got a buzz.
And a bugger thing.
Ow! Ow!
Tune in to Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Stay ahead of the curve with our cutting-edge reporting and accurate breaking news coverage.
We are having an earthquake. Oh, God.
Hear it here first on Nationwide 90 FM. Tune in, turn up the volume, and listen. We bring a mix of news, entertainment, and sports to your lives.
Nationwide 90 FM's live and continuous coverage of the World Championships in Budapest, Hungary.
News and discussions week mornings.
Coming up in the news at 6 for this morning.
Entertainment in the afternoons, then news again in the evenings.
Nationwide news at this hour, fired.
Also tune in to the entertainment and sports shows in the nights and on the weekends.
It is Boyatings After Dark right here on Nationwide 90 FM.
Everything is news, from current affairs and entertainment to sports, business, and other categories.
Nationwide 90 FM. This is Beanie Man. Give it to them. Zaga, Zen.
From every whisper to every commotion.
That's rubbish. The KSAMC cannot investigate itself.
Every news story unfolds here first at Nationwide 90 FM, the new revolution in media. Every sound is a story, and every story we share is news.
What's everyone talking about? It's Front Page in This Morning. Get the issue of the day this and every weekday morning at 7:20 a.m. on Front Page. This Morning. Morning radio the right way. Front Page is brought to you by ABC Electrical for a better choice in the electrical business.
Our phone numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light, and I held firm to what I felt was right. I go right.
Loving can hurt. Loving can hurt sometimes, but it's the only thing that I know. When it gets hard, you know it can get hard sometimes. It is the only thing that makes us feel alive. We keep this love in a photograph. We make these memories for ourselves, where our eyes are never closing, our hearts are never broken, and time's forever frozen still. So you can keep me inside the pocket of your ripped jeans, holding me closer till our eyes meet. You won't ever be alone. Wait for me to come home.
Back with you on Cliff Hughes Online for the final lap. And Sonia, this is something I do when I'm a producer. When we come back from the break, I play them a love song because I'm a lover now. So, Sonia, that's for you. Photograph, yeah? She's blushing, Kevin. Good. Very good. All right, taking your call, 630-937-124, 618-6730. Yeah? Back with you on Cliff Hughes Online. Ricardo Brooks here, sitting in for the boss, Cliff Hughes. He'll be back tomorrow. Rich Lawrence says, has NNN cancelled timeline? Yeah? PB says, Ricardo, is me requested that song for? I need to check, Rich, if timeline has been cancelled. I'm actually not sure. Yeah? It has been. Okay, I'm being told it has been, Rich. All right, who's next? Derek.
Yeah, hi.
How are you?
I'm fine, Sam.
Good. What's on your mind?
Yes, I think the body-worn cameras will play a very, very critical role in settling a troubling issue.
Yes.
Of whether these police shootings that arise as a result of confrontations by armed men and so on. I think it will help significantly, indeed very, very significantly, in allowing people to make good determinations. But if I owned a news agency like Nationwide,
yes,
if I was the owner or I had a news place, what I would do, I would import one of the most sensitive body cameras. And then I'll bring it into the studio, do simulation exercises with all different types of applications to see the focus, to see the range, to see the, what kind of conditions it operates best under, and I would test it the most rigorously for all of my viewers and WhatsAppers and everything. And as I said, I would import one of the most sensitive ones that is available on the planet now, because you don't want to I hear the policeman saying that they are expensive, I have no doubt. You don't want to bring them in and you hear that, they don't work in rainy time, or the range is limited and the policeman was running at the man but it couldn't pick it up because it don't take up images when they are moving, or the lens.
But on the point of bringing it in, I beg your pardon, and trying to simulate the environment in the studio, I don't know if that would work though, because the actual, we'd have to be very good at creating a situation where it would be equivalent to confronting armed men in darkness and that kind of a thing. That would be pretty difficult to do.
And you wouldn't get that in the studio.
No, we'd have to create a real simulation. in order to really test its capacity. But I take your point though about the importance of the cameras in helping to settle the matter, because right now is the police versus what people in the community say or what the relatives say. Yeah.
And Ricardo, and to know that the cameras will deliver what we are all banking on them to deliver.
Yeah.
They have to pick up detail, you know.
Yeah, man.
Those cameras must pick up details.
And it will also help the police. Right, and the storage. The storage will also be important for the footage.
There you go. Yeah. There you go. We're on the same wavelength.
Yeah, man, for sure. But the cameras are important, no doubt.
Yeah, man. All right.
Bless them. 630-9371 to 461-86730. The YouTubers are talking about timeline. Some of them miss it. Some of them say, it's good that it's not there anymore, so that segment can properly be in the E-zone. They think that's where it properly belongs. Jamaican for Life says the body camera will not make much difference because, oh Lord, not the politics. Jamaican for Life. The PMP and its operatives will still find something to complain about. No, the body-worn cameras are important, and I think we should support them. Jamaican for Life says, Ricardo, the matter will never be settled. I think if we have cameras and we have footage, it will go a far way. I think, a far way. Competent Corinne on YouTube says, I'm sure that the police don't want untrained civilians on sensitive and potentially dangerous operations. Yeah, I don't think they'd allow us to tag along in that way. I don't think that would be wise at all. Sharon Bless says, man, you think camera is a run and test issue? Yeah, I don't think we could, as I said, simulate that in the studio. Yeah, so the YouTubers are there having their conversation. You can join the community Nationwide 90 FM Live too. That's a channel. You can go on over and subscribe. Cynthia Matheson is saying that she agrees that the issue will never be settled whether or not we have the body-worn cameras. Okay, all right. We're still taking your calls. We can take a few more. 630-9371 to 461-86730. Those are the numbers to call. And by the way, thank you to everybody who has been giving me the tips on how to cook the shrimp. Tana and Kimon and Shalai, they took me through it step by step. Yeah. So I'm gonna make another attempt, and then I'll report to you. I mean, Shalai has it down to a science. Shalai know when the shrimp curve a particular way, that means it probably soon ready. And not like me who thinks you turn on the fire, left it for cook down, and when I come back, as me tell you, say, I worries. Marjorie Howell is asking me if I'm related to SSP Brooks. No, I am not related to him. He used to be one of my debating judges way back in the day, and people would always think, boy, may I get a favorable treatment because they thought Dennis Brooks was my brother. But no, so far we have not been able to confirm that we are related. Shane Davis says, Ricardo, you need to do this show more often and make Cliff rest. No, I'm not a big man show. When he presses me into service, I will definitely sit in the chair, but still his show 100%. Patrick Stern says the capital outlay, the infrastructure, the maintenance, including replacements, will be a significant initial and recurrent expenditure. Can we afford it? You mean on the matter of the cameras, Patrick? Blessed Marcia Favor says, Ricardo, when the guys go in a crime scene, the police have the system named Pegasus that identifies them. I've been hearing that a lot, Marcia, that software is in Jamaica, but of course the security forces have not said so. So we don't know that. Competent Corinne says, I would like Ricardo on a Friday. Well, let's see, Competent Corinne, if your requests will be granted. Jamaican for Life says, Ricardo, you really love your food. Absolutely. I'm a bank pande garlic butter shrimp. Come and say, I'm feeling for something nice. Yeah, I'm feeling for something nice. Like you just don't want the same old. And maybe I try cook it. I never work out. Corinne says to videotape the garlic shrimp experiment. No, my next time I go FaceTime Shalai or Tana or Kimon and just make them just catch up the phone and must them dip on the phone so them watch every step of the process. Because I think I got the process right up to when we cook down the shrimp. But everything else I thought was done well. And so, yeah, once I master that, think, yeah, Mushroomburger shot. Brick Road says one thing for sure, Ricardo, there are too many police killings. Yeah, Brick Road. I mean, as I said, it certainly would shock anybody, the numbers. The numbers are shocking. Yeah, I think that's fair to say. But the question has to be asked whether the use of force was justified. And I think that's what I'm concerned about, more so than just simply the number. Rich Lawrence, will NNN have a year in review? Yes, Rich, as far as I know, we will. Yeah? Guna says it will not be settled. People will see what they want to see in the videos. P.S. We're assuming that these videos will be released after every operation. So lots of conversations around the camera. Yeah? But I think we can all agree that we should absolutely have them in place. We're going to take a break, come back for the final segment.
My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose.
Taboo topics, bulletins after dark,
riveting discussion,
celebrity news and interviews,
topics that are shunned by society,
and everything else in between. Bulletins after dark with Kareem Bulletins each and every Wednesday, 8 to 11 p.m. Bulletins after dark. No topic is too taboo or hard to discuss. Come get your mind blown and your curiosity explored. Bulletins after dark.
Numbers are 630-9371, 630-9372, 630-9373, and 630-9374.
Who done it?
Good afternoon. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Ricardo.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, YouTubers and listeners, you know? Just touching base, all the best for the new year, man.
Yeah, man, go on, talk. What's on your mind?
Yeah, you know, I didn't listen to your entire preamble this morning, but it was quite, I catch a little bits and pieces of it, but it was quite commendable for you to speak your mind and speak the truth regarding our beloved friend, Dr. Joe.
No, I hardly hearing you who done it.
Yeah, I'm saying, sorry about that. I'm saying that I heard your preamble this morning, not everything, but I'm glad that you speak your mind this morning. Yeah, man, it was a very good one. And you know what happens when you speak the truth, there are some people want to come for you, you know? Like, you know, say anything and so on and so forth.
Well, I mean, I think I've gotten a little bit used to that now, but I will always tell you exactly how I see it, even if you disagree with me. Me and people I call cuss about it, but I will always tell you exactly how I see it.
Well, you're doing good, you know. Nationwide is sitting pretty in terms of Cliff Hughes being the big man. I mean, there's so many of you guys capable, you know, of stepping up to take the lead role, you know. And we're not saying this that we want Uncle Cliff to move out any earlier than he's supposed to be, you know. Yeah. So just like with the JLP in terms of the leadership situation there is looking pretty good in terms of what you'd call if Andrew should, you know, decide to move on. There's so many other young person there to step up, you know. We have a Kamina, we have Samuda, we have even Shiv Wright, we have Clyde Green, you know what I mean? And then on the other side, boy, it's looking very bad. We can't see somebody really worthwhile to say that, boy, these people are capable, you know?
No, but Alfred Dawes, Damian Crawford.
No, so compromise, man. They're not so well at all.
I don't think they're compromised at all.
But anyhow, the other finally what I want to say, with the Donald Trump, you know, the capturing of the Venezuelan president. Is it a captured or a kidnap? I hear people talking all sorts of things. But they captured him and arrested him for involving in alleged narco terrorist activities.
That's the allegation. That's the allegation, that they've executed an arrest warrant to take him to the United States to stand charges, to face charges of dealing in cocaine, conspiracy, cocaine charges.
Yeah. But what I want to put, I just have a suggestion. Something came to mind now. While I don't have a problem with it, right? I don't have a problem with it. I think that if he is guilty of same, he should face the consequence, you know?
Mm-hmm.
However, don't you think the Caribbean now needs to have what you call like a NATO? But you have an alliance where we would end up having a defense.
A security alliance?
Security alliance. Yeah, that's the word. Thank you.
Well, but do we have
the Europeans have their alliance?
Yeah, man. But do we have
do
we have the standing armies of sufficient size or with the sufficient equipment as well to even to make that kind of alliance work in terms of being an effective deterrent? I don't know. I don't think so.
It's not a matter of just making it work. It's a matter of putting it together, and then you'd have to have some other alliance with either we're going to have an alliance with one of the two superpowers.
But then based on how Trump is posturing, the only one that we could have an alliance with would be the United States, because his view now, reasserting the Monroe Doctrine, means that you couldn't have an alliance with, say, a Russia or a China in this side of the world, with this side of the world, the Caribbean. America wouldn't allow that based on how they're posturing now.
Yes, because this is the very same issue with Ukraine, you know. Because Ukraine is adjoining Russia, and Russia felt that if he's so close
and Ukraine's bid to join NATO would be a threat. Right on the border, right. So that would be the same. I imagine America would take the same position.
Ricardo, may I tell you, when you look at these things, man, you wonder what can we do?
All right, who done it? Thanks for the call.
Yeah, man, you take care of a blessed week and big up Uncle Chris here.
All right, cool.
YouTubers, big up on yourself.
The YouTubers are reacting to the People's National Party and their second tier bench in terms of succession planning. I think Damien Crawford, Alfred Dawes would probably put themselves forward if push comes to shove. I don't know. I don't think at all that they're compromised. They'd definitely be able to put themselves forward and give a run for the leadership. Whether they'd win is another matter. But I suspect people may, if it happens, and there is no evidence at this point that it will happen, but if there is a challenge, I think people may go for probably a dark horse candidate, somebody that we're not expecting. Carl Muir says, Ricardo, you realize that some of these people are complaining about too much police shooting. They're not being practical. Would they rather law-abiding Jamaicans being unalived by these marauding gunmen? Gene Seller says, Ricardo, my wish for the New Year is for these young men and women to choose an upright life, and the young ones can embrace and think about what you put your family members through. Choose God. Rick Jam says, my namesake, that's me. Next time, try butter garlic salmon. Now, that is something nice. Now, you tell me, Rick. You see me fubble double the shrimps and you want me to try salmon? You know, say, Rick, Rick, you don't get a serious about life, you know. Me can barely cook the shrimps, Kevin. I'm going to try salmon? Nah, man. I'm start out the shrimp first with the guidance of Kimon, Tana, and Shaloy. And then, because salmon is also very tricky, because a lot of people overcook that. Yeah, I don't know. Ask Michelle for guidance. Yeah, true. Michelle and Nora did cook some good salmon in the cook-off. Garlic butter salmon easier to cook. All right, Karish, we'll see. Yeah, let me master the shrimp first. All right, that's gonna be it for me. Thank you to my producer, Sonia Stewart. Thank you, Sonia. Appreciate it. Kevin, man behind the controls. Thank you, boss. My colleagues in the newsroom, thank you all very much. All the callers, my YouTubers, thank you so much. Yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it. Ricardo Brooks here. I sat in for Cliff Hughes. Yeah? Have a good afternoon.
You've just heard Cliff Hughes Online on Nationwide 90 FM. Join Cliff Monday to Thursdays between 10 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Cliff Hughes Online.
Like a rock. My hands were steady, my eyes were clear and bright. My walk had purpose, my steps were quick and light. And I held firm to what I felt was right, like a rock.
Welcome to Oasis, brought to you by 3B Escarpment Road New Testament Church of God, a church filled by the Spirit, fueled for service.
Hi, I'm Lori Gale. Thanks for joining me. Maybe like me, you're wondering, disaster